Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Friday. Red Mage time. Red Mage Friday. Friday. Day. Welcome. Howdy. Hello. Let's turn on a camera. Hello. Oh, I wore a red t-shirt today. Unintentional, but beautiful. Well, if only I had an outrageous hat. Good to see you all here. Christian, good to see you. Hope y'all mods got some sleep, recovered after last night. Don't take this as a prompt to share what they were talking about, but it was honestly shocking. There were so many spoilers last night. Like it was the trolley. What's there to talk about? That was wild. Jordan, good to see you. Welcome, unknown character, replays, Circardo, our Wojo, Digits RPG, Sign Cross, Gabgano. Good to see y'all here today. Welcome, welcome. And thank you to Jonathan Harrison for the super chat. Arya has the same hairstyle as my Warrior of Light. Mine is pink with blue highlights, but still. So I always connected with her more than the other job NPCs. She does a good job. She represents. It's naturally the MSQ flows so well from story to story, particularly because the patch contents are finishing stories, but also setting up the next stories. It'd be cool if the jobs were a little less episodic and, you know, it looking from the past, like being in the future. If all the jobs had like one overarching storyline, that'd be really cool. But I totally get they were made insular in their own expansions to be enjoyed. But I've just finished the other night the craziness with like a guy who gave his whole body into magic or something. Like I'm not over digesting it or trying to over understand it because it's not main story, but that was a cool little plot point. Like he basically Dr. Manhattaned himself, gave his whole body to magic, and then rebuilt himself so he could be super strong and full of magic or something like that. That's nuts. That was a cool idea. What zone am I up to? I am currently... Here, let's go ahead and turn it back on, because I usually just leave it off while questing. Or while we're, like, dutying and stuff, while we're doing extremes. The quest is called Full Steam Ahead. Had the color of her hair, which I'm pretty sure is the first 60 quest. I should probably double check that since, you know, I advertised we were doing this today. Final Fantasy XIV Red Mage quests. List of Red Mage quests. Yeah, so we are the color of her hair. Yeah, so it's the 60s. Yeah, so we just got Manification and Red on Arrival as an achievement. And then I assume the color of her hair is the beginning of the quest line that goes in like Nightkin and some Children of Lilith. All right. All right, we get to do some cool stuff today. Who knows? Yeah, Res Mage. I do not. Yeah, that's why I did Red Mage for Nidhogg Extreme, so I could actually try out the class before I'm supposed to have a bunch of other responsibilities. I'm not ready for that. I am not ready to... I don't even know how to tab on a controller over to the party list to even accomplish said reses. I have no idea. I have no idea. How is Red Mage in PvP? They don't get the melee bonus, right? So I walked in there and got completely owned because I normally play Samurai. A little bit of Paladin, but mainly Samurai in PvP. So I was used to being way more resilient rather than just getting absolutely annihilated. Is busted in PvP. Do they have the melee buff? The damage reduction? That's why you AoE silence first? Oh yeah, I don't really know the buttons. I kind of walked in there. I was like, oh, let's give it a shot. And I just got destroyed. Have I done the seasonal quest? We're going to do that Monday. Garrett and I are going to do that Monday together. We'll have a little Christmas party. Freya saying in Whisper, there's a macro. Cycle party members on controller. Hold left trigger, then press the opposite bumper. Up and down arrows for party members. Still sounds like it's still kind of scary. I think I might try to move over to controller if that's a big, you know, obviously rezzing is a big part of the Red Mage job. I really like controller, but you know, keyboard would mean I have a bit more versatility. Versatility. But that's a whole project. That's a whole project. I'm not ready for that. We're going to be questing today. So party targeting is on the up and down D-pad. Okay, so that's me there. So if we were in a party right now, I would start tabbing around that, and then I could use my controller hold triggers and bumpers in order to target back to the target. I guess that wouldn't be too bad, and then I could put res right here on my bar. Oh, we still don't have to worry about it today, unless there's a dungeon in this, but even then, if we screw up a dungeon, that's not a big deal. Helps to have healers at the bottom of your list and tanks at the top, because you need to do tank reses faster. Because I personally like being at the top of the list, but if that's the idea, I can see why that would be helpful. Dividing them up in that way. Party heal. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So tanks as fast as possible. That makes sense. No, I get the soft target thing was something I was doing accidentally throughout Shinryu. Because I kept targeting for like a single attack. Which is cool. It's pronounced Syncross. Well, thank you for the update. Thank you for the super chat. It's pronounced Syncross, but I appreciate the effort. I won't be here, but have fun today. Well, thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a wonderful day. You are always... Oh, you're always at the... Okay, maybe I am sorted correctly if you're always at the top then. The Verrays macro here that Frail Wolf is sending me. I'm gonna take a look at this. I haven't done any macros. Really? I've got my snappy macros for just dress up and fun times. But I have not messed... Oh my goodness, what is all this? The macro is... Yeah, let's take a look at this. So does this automatically raise the person who's dead? Go down my party list and raise the tank first if one is dead, then healing the DPS. Does this work? Please just target people manually. Oh my goodness. How could you? Just click the people. Oh, and delete this abomination. Oh my god. Maximum drama. Rename the stream. No one should ever do this. No one should make their lives easier when optimization is available. It's impossible. People are saying it works. People are saying it works. Your game experience, my happiness is dependent on your performance. You're ruining my game experience with your lack of knowledge. And, oh my god, how could they do this to me? How could they ruin my night? It doesn't work. I'm hearing it does. I'm hearing it does, but I'll leave the tab open. I can mess with that later. I don't think we'll need to ver-res today. But it's always interesting. There's such a breadth of content for Final Fantasy XIV that it's always fascinating to stumble around through the community's perception of different content. Because you'll run into posts like this where it's like, oh shit, play good or get out. And then there's other people like, meh, I don't even know your damage numbers. We cleared the stuff, like whatever. Like the clipping thing. I do not understand that really at all. Like Matt, we watched that video from Bellular where Matt was talking about clipping. And I don't really get it. I guess my abilities are sometimes delayed because I'm like busy casting other things. But then, are you all just too nice? Is that? It's always comments we get in the YouTube like after the fact of someone being like, "My God, watching Kyle clip his abilities and Nidhogg Extreme destroyed me," and I'm like, wait, why? What did I do wrong? What was the problem? I clipped? The what now? Oh my God, he accidentally swift cast his Verstone. Doesn't he know that those are only, and it's just like, it's hard to disseminate good knowledge sometimes. Because there is such a breadth of content, and you have people who want to take the game casually, and then you have people who want to be hardcore. And it's always really weird to see that more what I think of like a MOBA mindset of your lack of skill is ruining my good time and could one day affect me is always kind of a weird thought process. I get it. Like, I do get, I've played a lot of competitive games. I've had bad teammates. But it's always a bizarre process when it's currently not affecting you. Well, Vampire, I don't want to be hurting people. If I'm physically causing people pain with my GCD clipping. And isn't there my guess is that I get too busy in my various clips and then my other ability is delayed? I get the like Verstone and Verfire. Like, I know I accidentally cast Jolt quite a bit as I practice up. That one I understand. Like, don't swift cast a Jolt. Every ability blocks other abilities for 0.5 seconds. Oh, that's really tiny. Oh, that's very tiny. And then there's, of course, sometimes where my brain just, like, loses. Like, I'm staring at my pile of abilities, and I go over and check my... Oh, my mouse isn't showing. Let me fix that. There we go. I'm over here, like, and my brain just farts off. I'm looking at my levels, and I just go, why? What spell am I supposed to, and then I go, okay, and then I get back on track. But it's it's new. It's new. Party sort will force. Okay, I've done the party sorting. Try to inject. Yeah, the resing do a spell to empower the next one to be instant. As the Res Mage. Oh, I appreciate it, Vampiric. No. Like, I honestly come from 7 years of covering competitive gaming. It's more... The aggression doesn't faze me when it comes to play better. What is always weird to me is the comments that go, "Oh, he's so bad. I can't handle it." And you're like, "Why? Well, why? Expand. Explain." And they're like, "Oh, you're clipping your..." And you're like, "Well, what does that mean? What is the nature of this statement you're saying?" The worst ones, the ones that always drove me the most nuts was back in Here's the Storm Dota when I covered those games. And people would be on the Reddit being like, these guys don't even know the Genji trick. Don't they know the Genji trick? And someone's like, "I know the Genji trick. I use the Genji trick all the time." Like, yeah, the Genji trick is what makes them actually good. If more people knew the Genji trick, we could all be better at this video game and we'd win. And you're just like, "What's the Genji trick?" And then you ask them, and they're like, "It's not for scrubs like you." And it's just like, are you... It's usually a bug exploit. So that's why they're being all secretive. But it's like... Come on. Reddit is full of people who talk about video games who aren't currently playing video games, and I think the majority of the angst comes from the fact that they want to be playing video games, so they're not. So they're mad at people and it kind of like causes this cycle of recreational anger as they want to be at home playing video games, but they're not. So they like take it out on the game. It just spirals. How does Red Mage feel on controller? I really like it. I do not personally like when buttons flash on me on keyboard. I play QuickTime event games on controller, so all these various buttons and them wanting me to go do a thing, and I think I actually replace a spell, which is nice. I think I got something recently. Yeah, Verflare. I'm pretty sure it transforms one of my buttons. Hey, what? Wait, don't climb that gate, buddy. I'm working right now. You got get out of here. Come on, don't climb the gate. I'm back. Containment breach. Containment breach. Yeah, he's breaking in. So he knows that he knows something's up. He knows something's up in the office. So currently I have this big old comfy couch, this beautiful comfy couch. But it's currently not in here because this is Christmas Prime right over here. It's Christmas Prime. Some of the gifts are wrapped, some of the boxes are out, and he senses it. He knows something is going on in the office that's really exciting, and there's something he's not allowed to see in here. So he keeps trying to break in, and he's learned how to climb the baby gate because he's 3, and all his limbs are functional. So he's coming in. He's trying to break in, but if he saw it, he'd lose his mind because we got Hot Wheels monster truck RC cars, like big demo derby, big bone shaker, if you're familiar with Hot Wheels at all. But yeah, they're like the big RC cars, and he's gonna lose his mind. But if he sees the box and I have to tell him he has to wait, nah, it's gonna be nuts. He's 3 and 3 months. He's 3 and 3 months. But how are you all in my absence? Winkleabine, thank you for the super chat. Clipping is really only an issue in Savage and higher content. A lot of clipping means you potentially misalign your party buffs every 2 minutes and lose a lot of DPS overall. The 2-minute thing is really interesting. I think I turned off being able to see other players' buffs for now, and that's probably something I should turn back on so I can see when the others are rolling out. It's kind of a weird thing. I've learned from those Westcaliber videos that you kind of engage in this bizarre slowish state, and then you, around like 10 seconds in, pop your party-wide buff. But I've just been being kind of selfish and popping it when I go in for my big damage stuff. And I know I can like do an extra corpse or something, because I've got 2 charges, so when I go in, I should pop that. But also, these abilities are on shorter global cooldown, so maybe there's like... Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's where a lot of the comments are coming from. Because if this is on a shorter global cooldown because it's cool like that, maybe I'm clipping my sword a lot. Because maybe I'm trying to double weave, and I should only single weave that. That might be a source of the problem. Or the comments, as we dissect them. Think of it as you're watching someone play a rhythm game. By every 3rd or 4th button press, they completely, I'm just adding that, miss the timing. It spoils the rhythm and for some enjoyment of watching. I can see that. I can see that. No, I get it. I get it. Like, watching a low rank stream of something. I totally get it. Replays. Thank you for the super chat and the containment issue, the containment breach. City Thunder, thank you for the super chat. Throw wide the gate. Once I clean up, once everything's wrapped and properly stowed, because I don't know what kind of mad household, what sort of tight ship you'd have to run to have kids who wouldn't open presents that are sitting under the tree. I can't think of a world where we could put a present out early. It would be opened. It'd be chaos, and it probably wouldn't be open. Like, he'd listen, but it would be tragic. You know, it'd be really tough. It'd be really tough. Yeah, I've absorbed some things about the 2 minute thing. It seems you don't really want to double weave oh, cool. Yeah, so you're agreeing with kind of what I was saying. In the Discord guide channels. Okay, let's take a look. Discord guide. Oh my goodness. This is my AOL dial-up sound. Oh dear. Why, Astrologian special case? What? Okay, double weave, single weave. Triple weave into clay. Okay, yeah. No, I'm not doing triple weaves. That's just my doubles probably aren't fast enough. Now this... Wait, what? Your length will depend on your spell speed. Oh, shit. That's what spell speed does? Instant casts are in fact not instant. They have a hard animation lock of approximately 0.7 seconds. Cool, that makes sense. Cast retime. Okay, so this one's just you messed up. Okay, so maybe I'll just stick to single weave for now while I kind of get it down. And then as I improve, maybe I can add in the second weave. Meanwhile, I just press buttons. I mean, that's the victory of the game, right? I think that a lot of the game allows you to play it many different styles. Whereas World of Warcraft has the funnel that pushes you through to high-end content, so you're often affecting more people. Like, people who are just doing the MSQ, they're not affecting others' enjoyment of the game. But anything with a ranked mode, or more focused on that high-end content, is gonna end up having a more aggressive atmosphere. I don't like right now Lord WizKid, but that's because I'm a noob. And also I'm staring at this bar going, now which one am I supposed to do next? I do have a nice like left and right. That's another thing I really like about controller is on Red Mage, I can really kind of physically, it's not visualized because it's feeling, it's tactile. My left and my right are easy to associate with my bar here. Whereas like doing one, this would be like 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. It's just, I mean, I could do something with like shift commands, but that's too much. Will you be trying to gather regular tomestones while leveling? Oh, well, we're gonna be doing story quests today, but is it like the old event where like you go to the duty finder and there's like the certain dungeons that are, yeah, okay. That's not too different than the previous ones I participated in. Oh, it's all around Reborn? I guess that's healthy for the game, too. You fill out these various... Sunken Temple, Cutter's Cry, the Praetorium. Oh, that's probably why I have some, because we did Praetorium the other day. Am I ever ready for this request line? Yes, I am. Are you still figuring out how to play on controller? I mean, there's hiccups, mainly because the abilities are still rolling in. It doesn't look like there's going to be an absolute ton of abilities for Red Mage by the end, since so many of my buttons kind of replace each other, which is nice. Like Samurai, I feel like I'm out of room. Samurai just has a lot of buttons, particularly now that I have this copy your last thing button. But I really like having my AoEs kind of off to the side. It's not as helpful on Red Mage, because when you're AoEing, there's often other things you can do. Whereas like Samurai, if you're AoEing, you're just kind of AoEing. There's not a lot extra that's going on. I also naturally have some duplicate buttons on my Samurai rotation, but that gives me a flow as I go right, double, left, right, double, left, right, double, left. And that gives me a really nice flow. Ooh. Addy, thank you for the super chat. Got Chinese food now. Kyle streaming. It's a good day. What'd you get? What'd you get? Personally, I always order the sesame chicken when I go to a new place. That's the standard. I want to see their sesame chicken, how it is, the bread to chicken ratio. And then I can determine if the place is good or not. Wingo, bye, and thank you for another super chat. Much appreciated. There's an exclusive mount you can't get anywhere else in this Moogle Tombstone event. The Falcon Ignition Key. What, is it like a jet falcon? Why is it a falcon with a... Do any of you have it here? They're chilling? Are any of you jet falcon initiates? That sounds pretty cool. Oh, is this it? Oh, okay. Oh, the wheels kind of fold up. That's cute. Your dress seems to be having some issues. Yeah, that's a cute little mount. That's a cute mount. Oh, I guess it depends on player size. That makes sense. Oh, it's got little controls in there. That's pretty well designed. That's fun. FF6 airship, I think. Can I get a Yulmorian airship that yells at people as it flies overhead? Peanut butter chicken. I've never had... Well, no. I guess I do have peanut butter chicken, but we do peanut sauce rice noodles. So I guess it would kind of be similar. Soy sauce and rice and noodles and, you know, peanut butter. Is the stream lagging? No sign on my end, but YouTube's doing some upgrades. They're currently changing how they lay out and process live streams, which is good, because if they can nail it, then we can put all of our streams live again and we can stop double uploading all our live streams. Because what happens right now, if anybody's curious, if you have a half-hour to an hour video you put up, and then you put up a 5-hour live stream, and this video has an average watch time of 19 minutes, like half, people who open it and close it, and then people who watch the whole thing, kind of averages out. But over here, you have this 5-hour stream, and people only watch 20 minutes. The algorithm goes, oh, your content sucks, because people don't watch a high percent of it. So we're not going to recommend your 30-minute video, because people only watch 20 minutes of a 5-hour video you posted. So that's why all our live streams are unlisted on a playlist, so that the algorithm doesn't get confused. But if they are doing that, and they do upgrade that, that'd be great. And if they don't process it like normal videos, then wonderful. And we can just kind of leave everything free and wild and pure and forever free. People try to shoot you down. But it was an old experiment with a new system of veteran rewards. Szechuan beef, yeah. But now YouTube has changed its layout and live videos are different than real videos. Yeah. Ideally, that's what they're doing. And they're just not putting them into the analytics. I agree with you, Flora. It's more of, I think, too, it's about finding good information sometimes. But like those, I love the Westcaliber videos, but you even seen those videos. Sometimes he ends up spending a 5-minute chunk arguing with invisible naysayers. What the crap is this freaky thing? Oh my god. Like some kind of long boy cactar. Oh my, it's horrifying. All right, let's fire up the quest. A proposal for ongoing training. Val, Arya. While there were lessons to be learned as I dragged you along with my quest for vengeance, 'tis time I offered a more structured approach to your training. With the support of you and your companions, Curtis's daughter has liberated Alamigo. But rather than return in this former moment of glory, I feel I can contribute more to the rebuilding in my homeland from without. In the 2 decades ago that I joined the revolutionaries, it was 2 decades ago that I joined the revolutionaries, though our motives were just, it was our actions that ultimately created a breach for the Empire to exploit. My time at the forefront of that stage has ended. To return to it now would only invite confusion and resentment. The revolution has since become the resistance, and the right to shape the future of Alamigo now rests in the hands of those who will live the coming age. No, I shall play my part by nurturing a new generation of Red Mages. I made my mark as a Crimson Duelist, but you will now not be bound by my oath. You are free to decide for yourselves how best to employ the skills I teach you. Now, as for your studies, you're well aware of my proclivity for practical application. We must challenge you with a new frontier, a place where the strong gather in search of adventure. To Idleshire, my friends. Oh. Yeah, I guess. This would be the start of things, right? So the quest may be... Or did the quest customize there and say, was it aware that I had beaten and freed Alamigo? I guess it could have been. That's cool. Nate, thank you for the super chat. Watching you two have fun is far outweighs any annoyance in watching the suboptimal gameplay. Keep doing you. You're always a joy to watch. Oh, thank you, Nate. I appreciate that. And as I said, like, it's not... It's more the lack of information as to improve that I get curious about. It will not put me off from continuing to play suboptimally at times. Young Arya has invested in her appearance, it would seem. Does she look the part? Oh, yeah, she's okay. I think this would be really annoying, having your front thighs bare, but the back of your legs being hit by a jacket. But then again, I have some dad shorts, but I don't really rock anything too short. Right, let's break in the new equipment. There's a hostile organization of goblins known as the Illuminati making trouble for the people here in Idleshire. The most prominent threat to the populace seems to be the mechanical soldiers controlled by the Illuminati aggressors. I say we do the locals a favor by using these clucking contraptions as combat practice. Or clunking. That makes more sense. After your battle with Lambert, however, that may be all they amount to. Especially for you, Val. Your mastery of red magic is such now that I dare say you could handle a mechanical soldier or two on your own. As for you, Arya, your spells have raw power but lack refinement. I think I would prefer to have you your training alongside a partner. I wish to try fighting alone. Please understand, before I began learning magic, I felt like I scarcely existed. But when I work to match you and Val, when I see myself improving, that's when I feel most alive. I want not more than to become a full-fledged red mage. I want to stand at your side and fight as your equal. Well, far be it from me to stop you. Perhaps the perfect way to conquer your difficulties with white magic is to be alone in a situation which offers you little recourse, but to rise above them. Both of you should now head towards the Architecticon and find your own mechanical foes to overcome. I'll be waiting for you here in the Maker's Quarter. What? 30,000 goblins get... What? A furnishing contest? Oh, is that like the weapon design contest? So they're gonna let people do things and then hopefully put them in the game? What are you about? Oh, that's a sage job. Okay, I've never seen you standing there, so... Obviously. That's neat. Female characters didn't get pants in Red Mage artifact gear until Endwalker. I mean, I'm not saying we all have to have pants, but you know, personally, I would be uncomfortable. All right, let's do. Where are we going exactly? Not that it matters now that we can fly, but let's take the exit. They always put the winners in the game? That's cool. Is there ever any, like, outsource drama with that? Because years ago, there was a whole pushback against any company doing contests because it was free work for the company. So did people get upset about that? Aren't they outsourcing their work? No drama? People just happy to be a part of the game? That's great. This was a push years ago. It's probably not in many people's minds. Now it's all AI art, and I don't know. I don't really read. I don't really click on drama much. Most people are cool with it. I mean, it's a way to get concept art. Really? Okay. Yeah, you're not designing it into the game. Have you seen Yu Joseki? Best isekai I've watched. Huh. No, I haven't even heard that one. Unless, of course, it's a translation of something I already have, but I don't recognize it. Has 2 seasons. What's this? No, I know nothing about this very angry looking child with possibly a beard. Oh, right, this crazy place. This place was actually kind of hard back in the Heavensward Prime. Oh, the Swallow's Compass gear. Oh, okay, interesting. I did not know a thing about that. Oh, did my spells get an upgrade? Not like damage wise, but it kind of looked like my Rocky boy is a little more rocky. Let's see. Here we got one. Nah. Oh no, he's the same Rocky boy. There's a lot of angry children in the animes. Was that it? Oh, that's a short quest. The Swallow's Compass boots. Oh, we ran it once. I do not remember much about the Swallow's Compass. Let me take a look here, because I have all the footage. We haven't done that one yet either. We're coming up on it. Oh, I don't have it downloaded right now. It's in the shared Dropbox. Okay, so we won't check that out right now. Downloading would mess with the stream a little bit. Oh, it's the Monkey King one. Okay. That one was neat. Very unique dungeon. I've come to recognize that confident step. Well done, Val. Did you happen to spot Arya on your travels? Unless I have sorely overestimated her abilities, I would have expected her to arrive not long after you. Arya did seem intent on proving herself. Pray, forgive the tortured metaphor, but I have a feeling she may have sliced off more than she can fry. Come, let us seek out our young mage, and render aid if need be. Okay, well, yeah, that's the end game, right? He's going playing dress up, grinding for the dress up. I'm for it. I also have many things that have been gifted. Like I have so many cool Red Mage weapons and shiny Red Mage weapons, and I have that Moogle one too. I don't feel... It doesn't feel just to equip them on something I'm such a noob about. Are you? No, you're not the quest. I feel wrongfully geared if I were to dress in my absolute Red Mage best. Oh, inside the building? Nope, here you are. We haven't done the winter event yet, but we're gonna do that Monday. We're gonna do that Monday. Val, I did it. I won. Hotness is power rating. Yeah, exactly. And you gotta leave room to grow too, right? You don't want to like overshoot. Look so awesome in your low levels that, you know, when you're high level, you're like, oh, I look worse now. I do need some pants that aren't frayed, but I kind of like them because it makes it look like I mess up a lot. What? Auto advancing? Oh, I don't want to be auto advancing. I was reading that. Val, there you are. Is Arya unharmed? My, that's a fair gathering of goblins. From the looks of things, defeating this lot took almost everything she had. Can you walk, my friend? I never seen you so. Oh, well, did she, Dr. Manhattan? Give them to me? Your life energies, your souls I must feed? Her hair, she's becoming like Lambert. Stop this. 'Tis no issue. The hunger has taken over. We'll have to knock her senseless. Badass. I like corruption. I like infestation. Oh shit, we won. Okay, never mind. I suggest we take her back to Idleshire and let her rest at Rowena's establishment. I only hope that she'll be more amiable to discussion when she awakes. Do I get cool hair color changing moves? Do I learn to control my powers? That looks like a murder case. I agree. I was going for a bit more, you know, I studied the blade, so I'm embracing the full nerdiness of it. But it works. Oh my gosh, it's so Ellison are so great in this chair. Bum bum. On the job. She came in, her hair color changed. I knew this was gonna be trouble. This one Arena will recover. I'm not overly fond of owing favors to Arena's consortium, but some days a bad dealer is the best one you can get. As you can see, our companion has regained her sense. Mayhaps it would be best if you spoke with her. They do need to add, I think one of my minor and biggest requests for this game is they need to add sitting while talking. Because I would love to join people in their zone, you know, hang out a bit, particularly with the game being like, you should rest. I'm like, well, let me sit down while I talk to people. That's a good, actually, this is kind of a sweet pose, though. I'm doing the detective thing. She came into my office. Games. What happened? Did I truly attack you? Gods, why would I do such a thing? Not that the emotes don't work while sitting, but you can't accept quests. You can't, like, talk to people. I remember defeating that contraption. I remembered falling to my knees, exhausted from spellcasting. I remember my thoughts fading away as a roar in my head grew louder and louder, and then nothing. I don't understand what possessed me. Never would I draw a blade on you, or I've never actually read this name aloud. Crumbs? We'll call him Crumbs. It's a cute name for a little cat man. That was a poor judgment on my part. I shouldn't have tested you so harshly. Listen to me carefully now, Arya. Rune? She-Rune? He's Crumbs. I've seen how battle can exhaust you, but I fail to understand what grim truth such exhaustion presaged. In the moment, you say a roaring drowned out your thoughts. The color of your hair changed quite distinctly. We witnessed a similar transformation, Lambert, ere he began feeding upon living ether. Lambert was able to employ magics of incredible power, but it left him hungering for life force. I believe what you experienced was a sundering, or a surrendering to that very same hunger. His name is Cat Daddy? Cat Daddy Crumbs. It cannot be. My heirs colleague described how he enacted a change in his physical being. While I suppose it's possible for such a ritual was performed upon you as well, he mentioned the process requiring many years. You have many more questions, I am sure, but for now you must rest. If this hunger takes hold when your ether is exhausted, then it is even more important that you recuperate from your exertions. And Arya, do not despair that you have lost yourself. After all, you are in perfect control now, are you not? I am. Thank you, Crumbs. Val,
We will seek out the cure to Arya's condition. Though I have little knowledge of such forbidden arts, I am confident that a determined expedition will yield the answers we require. Prepare yourself for another journey. I am prepared. The Sundering in this game? Catboy Dante. I would love to get like this power. I love power-ups. Power-ups are cool. Not as cool as super suits. If I could, I really want a job with a super suit. I think Reaper kind of does that, where like it looks like you kind of summon a ghost and then maybe like you and your ghost merge. But I want like full-on like Power Rangers job, where I can whip out my belt, you know, take a card wheel, summon a primal on top of me. I want the Heavensward job. I want Heavensward as a job. The next Red Mage quest is available from Crumbs when you reach 63. Requirement undertaken review no journal. Alright, what do you have to say? I'm still in control of who I am. Cool. That's Dragoon? Dragoon hat? Well, that's their animations, right? No, I want to summon a primal on top of me. You know how, like, I don't really know summoner lore, but some summoners have, like, mini primals or something? Like, let me, like the Heavensward did, let me summon a super suit on top of myself. So I'm, like, in an outfit. And then when I attack, my outfit explodes. And when I, like, limit break, I become a thing. I want to become a thing. Dervish? You get Bahamut's wings? Yeah. No, full super suit. Yeah. On top of you. Yeah, I want to be... Yeah, exactly. I want to be an Iceheart. Iceheart, Heavensward. Let me ride the primal. Are you ready to depart? The journey I have in mind will take us to the mountains of Girabania, where we'll visit the ziggurat built by the Red Mages of Eld. Hot damn. That's a cool ziggurat. Let's do it. Lambert and I once explored those ancient ruins, searching for knowledge of the first incarnation of red magic. That was long ago, before we met Curtis and joined the revolution. Before I realized the manner of hideous wisdom in which Lambert had become truly seeking. The edifice itself has now been overrun by Queerin. Ratman, right? But a thorough expedition could still unearth something of value, perhaps even the secrets behind Lambert's occult transformation. Arya, my friend, I must ask that you remain here and continue your convalence? And no spellcasting! Not even a lick of flame to light a candle. In your weakened state, we know not how suddenly the hunger might return. Yes, of course. Just the thought of what might happen is enough to make me feel ill. I'll be fine in my sickbed, but what of you two? Are you really going to travel all the way to Girabania just for me? What would you do in the position if it were reversed? If Val were afflicted by a condition, and you knew a cure might be found beyond the mountains, what then? Why, I would be out the door in a moment. Oh, mild shock. You would? We're all friends in the Red Magery. Ha ha! That you would respond so empathetically is the reason we have no qualms about doing the same for you. Arya's worked so hard to master her skill, I imagine it'll be hard to refrain from training for a while, but she must recover from her exhaustion first, before aught else. Come, Val. The ziggurat awaits. Rest well, Arya. We shall return as swiftly as we are able. Keykrun. Yeah, Fantasy Zoro, exactly. Exactly. The only tough thing was, like, charging in for such a short amount of time after doing Samurai for so long. But it's a really fun class. Job. It's a really fun job. I am enjoying it. And then I want a bard, and I think that's my whole roster. Currently I have a ranged dancer. But I really want to try bard. Because bard is super lame in the early levels, but I think it could get cool. And I don't see a lot of them when we do our extremes and stuff. Though they usually steal the limit break for some reason. Bards are really limit break happy. Rocket TV, welcome to you. All the battle jobs to 80? Oh, cool. What's the mount? Can I just fly to the top? No, it's kind of... Oh, we need to sort of park outside. So many people got mad at us back in our Stormblood video for calling these piles of Triceratops poop. People were like linking us pictures of the Southwest. I grew up in New Mexico, but it doesn't stop them from looking like piles of Triceratops poop. They look like that too, in reality. People are like, travel the world, read a book, and you're like, oh, they still look like poop. Let's begin our expedition, shall we? Be on the lookout for stone tablets bearing the histories of the Red. Did I mention that it was our forebears in the art who constructed the ziggurat? Such a cool ziggurat. It was built to surpass the unstable weather that was whipped up in the wake of the era's calamity. A sort of dampening weight that slowed the land's raging currents of ether to a trickle. That's a cool idea. In time, however, the ziggurat also became a library, where successive generations of Red Mages enshrine their stories and their secrets. 'Tis a shame that many of these precious slates have since been lost to plunder, or simply worn down by the ravages of time. As such, I do not expect to find a fully intact record of Lambert's ghastly rite, but at the very least, we should discover hints of what the transformation ritual entails. You take one way, I'll take another, and we'll both take care not to fall prey to the, was it Quequin? Bandits. Yeah, the Alamigo droppings, you say? Oh. Oh, aren't you cutie? Aren't you just precious? With your little goggles. And your death. Your man-eating. Meat-eating. I'll jolt. Killing blow jolt. It's fine. Isaac, good to see you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the VOD. This is an up. An up. And up. Yes. J-Dog, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Kyle. Started the game around the same time as you guys. And it's been fun following your streams alongside my own experience. Love the content. Well, thank you. And thank you for the support. Much appreciated. I assume you have surpassed us due to all the editing that it takes us to do in a week. But I do like that we're able to digest so many things. Oh, I'm doing things by myself today. Yeah, we've already eaten, but let's get out of Chocobo. Why not? Let's get out Bananas. Bananas never gets to play because we spend too much time talking, and Bananas always despawns. But let's chill with Bananas a bit today. Just finished Endwalker. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I can see that. We have a buddy that was just livid at us for playing Stormblood for so long. So I think they're pretty happy that we're finally in Shadowbringers. And we're like in the 78 quests now. Like Shadowbringers Prime is kind of coming to a close, which feels crazy. So definitely expecting a more explosive finish to the expansion with so much kind of left undone. Stormblood really climbed into position rather than being like, and the end is nigh. Fast endings can be okay. Dragon Age Inquisition, though, still like, that was too fast. Sometimes just too fast. How did you fare? I discovered a number of tablets myself, which, while positively fascinating, offer little on the subject of occult rituals. Kind of sad you didn't get further last night. It was absolutely the perfect place to stop, but also the worst place to stop at the same time. Yeah, our mods were telling us that if we advanced any further, we'd basically play in another hour. So I think we stopped at a good time. Plus, there's also the whole when it rains duty to talk about as well. And the perhaps Linda red herring thing. Or Lena? red herring thing. So there's a lot that happened in this chapter, but I would like to see the trolley to its complete. Oh, if I'm reading this one correctly, you may have found the exact one we're looking for. It appears to be a record from the time before red magic was unified as a distinct discipline. The passage describes a rite by which one can make a pact with a void scent and ingest its blood in exchange for supernatural power. Badass. Even among their kin, certain creatures of the void harbor a voracious appetite for living ether. Lambert must have acquired the ability to siphon his victim's life force from one such fiend. In practice, the practice in question is said to have started with a family of sorcerers who lived in the era preceding the Sixth Umbral Calamity. For red mages whose art draws so heavily upon their own ether, there is an obvious, if distasteful, advantage to stealing a foe's life energies. Can I? If one can employ such energies to fortify and sustain one's own form, as Lambert did, then one can even wield magics beyond the limitations of ordinary mortals. Is it bad? Can I do it? Not surprisingly, however, its tendency to result in ether-starved madmen led to the rite being declared a forbidden art. I can handle it. There's more. Some mention of an alchemical concoction that would serve to sate the hunger for ether when living prey was unavailable. And the helpful scribe had even included a method for its preparation. Okay, so we have it's a Spider-Man, depending on what Spider-Man you're talking about. So the lizard, you gotta get your injection to make sure you don't turn into a giant Spider-Man, a man spider, on the Fox Kids show. Art's transformation was strikingly similar to Lambert's. Surely this concoction will prove effective at curbing her condition as well. It's like magic vampires. It's badass. Let's see here. It seems the main ingredient is a chunk of semi-crystallized ether. Such a substance could be drawn from the core of an Coeurlith, and I'm thinking the bigger the better. If I recall correctly, there are Coeurliths to be found to the east in the vicinity of the Sleeping Stones. Pray, find yourself one of the larger specimens and procure an ethereal core. Like gelatin? Magi? Magi? You solved the trolley problem. It was cool to hear like such a modern joke, right? When did Preach finish Shadowbringers? That was probably what? Maybe a year ago, right? He put out all his videos well after the fact. Once you have what we need, we'll rendezvous at the hamlet of Alagana. I shall busy myself collecting the other ingredients. Yeah, and people were telling us that in one of his videos, I guess he suggested that he wished he had done the role quests back when he was currently making his way through that content. So that's one reason why we've done so much leveling, so we can see that story to complete before heading to Endwalker. I do want to eat souls. I mean, you know, just a little bit. Like, just some life force. They're my enemies, after all. Like, if I ate the life force of Nidhogg Extreme, would have been a bad thing? Is that evil? If I eat the life force of bad people? Even if I have to deal with the hunger of it later? You know? Yeah, just a nibble. A little soul nibble. Exactly, Mythos. No, I wasn't suggesting that Priest rushed. It was more, when you're streaming, and you stream, I assume he streams every day, right? You're describing Dragoon again? Are Dragoons really that cool? I'm not much for spears, or polearms, or lances. Personally. I'm not a spear guy. I can get into a halberd, but I'd rather have like a Zweihander, like a big honkin' two-handed sword. That's how I do Dark Souls, is big honkin' two-hander with a shield. Two-hander for everything I'm completely owning. Are these cuties the things I'm looking for? Yep. Oh, wow, that is a big one. I guess I could, like, do a flip. All right, we did it. I'm so bad at looting things off the ground, too. Going back to that little bit of World of Warcraft we played. Oh, my God. Just, it's not a fantasy I need. I never really liked stopping and collecting loot. Maybe I like it in Diablo, but maybe not. I don't think I've really ever liked collecting loot off the ground. It's just kind of what you had to do. I don't think it's like a thematic thing. I like it in D&D. You know, it's really fun to like tell players that they take the tooth and make a dagger out of it, and exploring and finding loot in an imaginative environment. Yeah, with SWTOR? Yeah. What is that? Oh, it's a snowman. Oh. Yeah. All right. Were you able to procure... Oh, excuse me. Generic Nerd. Sorry, Mr. Super Chat. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Glad to be able to watch you after rebuilding my PC, digging the red investigator getup. D&D updates between 3 campaigns. No party members died yet. Ooh, nice. Well done. Well done. Were they properly challenged? Did they feel like they were going to die? Because that's more important than actually dying. Congrats on the rebuilding the PC. I'm still waiting for video card prices to fall, but I think just bite the bullet. Like, just... I don't think that's going to solve itself or change anything anytime soon. Rosalind, good to see you. Thank you for the 1 month of membership. Been very busy lately, but happy to support you guys. I'll be watching the VOD during X-Mix to catch up. Hope your day has been good so far. It's been a lovely day. It's been a lovely day. Thank you. It's good to see you. Yeah, they're not dropping. Yeah, it's a... Stream's buffering real bad right now? Is that everybody? They are upgrading YouTube right now, so it's kind of messy. But nothing... No frames dropped on my end. Do you ever get around to watching the Super Eye Patch video about computer builds that I recommend you watch a while back? I need to go do that. I get easily overwhelmed by computer build talk because I'm not in the know. I build a computer like once every 10 years. And usually with older parts. I mean, obviously with streaming and all that, like, you know, you got to be a little more on top of it. But I was streaming a 2014 game there for the past 8 years. Final Fantasy's a little older, right? The rig is still holding up, but I could use some more processing power. Yeah, skinning kind of has that. Like, I like herbology. I could see that. It's upgrading, though, and certainly with the lighting update. Like, got to be ready for that. Ah, yes, this will do very nicely. Enough to create a decent-sized dose at any rate. I've gathered together the other ingredients, so all that's left to do is to deliver them into the hands of an experienced alchemist. Ah, but Arya must be wondering where we are. Why don't you go ahead to Idleshire and avail her of our progress? I'll meet with you as soon as I'm able to finish haggling with the potion mixer in Uda. This is honestly one of the more interesting story quests I've ever done. The Astrologian kind of farted off. The Kugane Geomancer thing was kind of... It was weird because it wasn't about astrologians. Like, I had to help the Geomancer, and together we combined our forces to stop the evil fox spirit or something. But, like, it was really... You know, I just want to play cards. I want to collect cards. I want to just go to Duelist Island. I know that's not what the class is, but, you know, the going around stars finding cards was so cool. I really wanted to unlock abilities through questing. But I get that when class redesigns happen, you can't really do that. You can't lock each spell behind a story quest even though it'd be terribly thematic, because if you ever had to go back and change those, you have this cute... Is she clipping through her chair? Oh my goodness. Oh, they have her... oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, what were they thinking? Oh my goodness, she's clipping in her own chair. A kind of potion. As opposed to... is it supposed to help with the hunger? That'll be one less worry then. Do you think that Crumbs will be back soon? I love time wizards, particularly when combined with Baby Dragon. I am returned. Arya, pray drink this concoction, and I shall tell you of our discoveries in Girabania. There's also that, like, stealth mission in Astrologian that was horrible. That was horrible. By the gods. The taste was not exactly pleasant, but I am already feeling much recovered. It's as if a cool stream of water was poured on a fire in my chest. I don't know how to thank you. Your smile is the finest reward. Your smile is the finest reward we could ask for. But I ask you to not become complacent. That tonic is merely meant to help replenish your depleted ether. It will do naught to undo the underlying affliction. I understand. If I'm exhausted my mana again, I will be... Well, you should use lucid dreaming. We'll be back where I was, a savage, controlled by hunger, which means I should give up on my training for now. For now. So you think that Lambert infused me with voice and blood while I was held captive? According to what I found in the Yellow Jackets incident records, the span of time that elapsed between your kidnapping and subsequent rescue was not terribly long. And for much of your ordeal, you were shut inside a box. It seemed unlikely there was a sufficient opportunity to perform a highly complicated and dangerous ritual. No, we must look elsewhere for the truth behind your condition. You must let me help you. If it allows me to begin practicing magic again even one day earlier, it is torture watching the moments pass, wasting time I could have used to catch up to you. You'll never catch me! Ha! No mercy for you, eh, Val? But if you've halted your progress for Arya, then she'd have naught to aim for, would she? I think we'll have our suffering friend delve into the scrolls for us. The Charlayans have left behind a veritable mountain of lore through which we can dig for answers. Val, I shall leave you to your training. After all, you must give Arya an ever-growing peak to look forward to. Look up to. Complete. To the library. I choose my vacation at the library. No, a lot of Heaven's Word, but even Y'shtola in the cave recently, there was some really bad lighting in that cave of recent. Like, I even kind of used a clip in this last video, and I was like, oh. I mean, that is where it happened, but oh. That's not right. The Waking Sands, though, was horrible. Like, I almost wanted to just... Fantasia my character, because in the Waking Sands, the light was so bad. It made me look awful. Did I adjust my character's lighting settings? I don't know what that means. Is there a way I can adjust how my character is lit? Because there is a way I can adjust saturation, but I don't do that because I stream. There's a setting for that in your system settings. I've seen people do the sun minion. I've seen, like, laborious people standing around Ul'dah, like, trying to get the sun minion inside themselves so they can have sort of an inner glow, or putting it, like, right behind their wings. Like, really, really working at it. Scroll all the way down to display. Or maybe graphics. Enable depth of field, water, blur graphics, texture detail. Soften shadows. Best shadows. You could like turn off your own shadows, maybe? Character lighting. Display settings. Oh, character lighting. I don't know anything about this. Oh. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay, I'll try that when I'm in a bright place. Is it? I think it's raining outside though, isn't it? No, clear skies. Oh, wait. Oh, I guess it is technically clear skies, but it's night. Never mind. We'll try it again during the day. We'll try it again during the day. Greetings, Val. Ari and I have begun wading through the sea of ancient texts, but we've yet to fish out any promising cures for her condition. I left a little too much space in between us. Now we're talking weird. I did, however, recall something which may help narrow down our search. Long ago, Lambert had one particular book which he would read with uncommon intensity. I've forgotten the title now, but I do remember the insides were scrawled with the memoirs of a deranged killer who was executed as a heretic in Ishgard. This criminal is said to have committed a number of ritualistic murders, all carried out with a most peculiar form of thaumaturgy. Awesome. I merely thought it a vulgar choice of reading material at the time, but now I wonder if that particular form of thaumaturgy was what kept Lambert glued to its pages. It sounds positively awful, and yet might give us clues we've been missing. I'll see if I can't track down those memoirs. I understand it's quite a rare volume, and when it comes to hunting down elusive treasures, it may be worth consulting a professional treasure hunter. Val, are you acquainted with Midnight Dew? Why don't you take... Oh, I am acquainted with Midnight Dew. Why don't you take Arya and pay her a visit? I will try my hand at a different route. It's a long shot, but Arena is known to stock a truly electric range of wares. Electric? No. Eclectic. Midnight Dew lives over here. Are we oh, we did. We leveled. Nice. Let's do that. Now we're a robot wizard. This isn't very thematic. In fact, it's kind of weird. Can I helm? Oh, that's kind of neat. My little side cheeks power on. Sure. No, we're still solving murders. Nah. Let's go back. Let's go back. Go back to what we were. That's a good one. There we go. For now. Ah, it is you. Something you need? A heretic's memoirs for a young lady here. But an odd request, but who am I to judge? Oh. So you're working with crumbs, then. Thought you wanted it for some sort of tasteless personal collection. Let me think now. Ishgardian heretics, ritualistic killings. Oh, hells! It couldn't be. One of my fellow scavengers was telling tales of a treasure he'd spied in the Great Gooble Library. A rare book called Nightkin. Claimed he glimpsed the title as he was running for his life through the Rhapsody's Quadrangle. 'Tis a sought-after tome for collectors of the macabre, said to be written by an Ishgardian murderer who believed himself some manner of demon. Half a diary, half a grimoire, and chocked full of bloody lunacy. Awesome. Well, it certainly fits the description. We should head back to arenas and share the news with Crumbs. Thank you for your help, Midnight. Don't forget the 2 arrow button on the right to save the Oh, yes. Yes. The recycling. Gotta hit the recycle. Super Sideswiper, thank you for the generous super chat. The Red Mage questline was a bit late catching up on your MSQ streams. This is a good one. Enjoy. I shall. Also, utilize the new benchmark trailer when they release the next one. Utilize the new benchmark. Oh, wait. Are they doing a new one? They are good filler. We don't really, for like general conversations, we haven't done like a general conversation for Final Fantasy in a while, but they are useful videos. Oh, Super Side Swapper. I guess you accidentally sent the other one earlier, but it's a good one. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh shit, we got some Helsing. Thank you, Nagami. Some Helsing glasses. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. Now I need a really big Carmen Sandiego hat for my Helsing glasses. I appreciate it, Super. Very much appreciated. Oh, right. Place your own one in there. Yeah, we ran one of those when we were having all the computer trouble. Yes, Nightkin. That was the title. Written by a killer who thought himself to be born a fiend, or born of fiends. Such a belief would certainly brand him a crazed heretic in Ishgard, but I suspect the truth is that he was much like Lambert, a mage who delved too deep into the forbidden arts. And you say the book was seen at the Great Gooba Library? I've not entered that place since the Charlenes departed this land. What of you, Val? I go there all the time. I love it. Like the back of your hand, eh? Well then, I vote you to be our guide. I hadn't known the library's gardens had turned hostile. I'm sorry, Arya, but you will have to remain behind. No sense putting you in a situation where you might be forced to fling spells. Oh, I would have liked to see those fabled shelves, but you're right, of course. Come, Val, let us hurry through the hinterlands, ere some intrepid scavenger makes away with our prize. Yeah, sometimes you gotta get weird, you gotta put on your special outfits, you gotta go for it. Can I ask a rightfully sinful question? Is there anything really important in the Spectacles quest line where you get the cool Spectacles emote? Is there anything like useful in all that text? Because it is so super long, and I'm really doing my damnedest to like try to read it, but I always just wander off. It's really thick and bizarre. So, just story. It's Ishgard lore. It's really thick. I want the emote. It's really hard. It's really hardy. You love that story? It's a mystery. Okay. I'll keep having at it then. Don't know what you don't like about it? It's just introducing a lot of characters I don't know. And it's written very flowery, so it's very, very difficult to get through. I'm tempted to get my reading eye, Garrett, to read it to me. Like, do it on stream. We both get the emote. Maybe he doesn't want it, but he can read it to me. Because it's a little thick. It's a little hardy. Is this the hole? No, I think I go through a hole down here. No? What? Where's the hole? Where is this path? Have I done the... Not yet. We're going to do that Monday. We're going to do that Monday. Yeah, I would like spectacles. There's a number of things... What? Where's the hole? It's not in here. No, that's a bubble. What the shit? What? What? Where am I supposed to be going? Aren't I? The library's down here. So why isn't this path? You know, I'll just go around. I'll just go around. Skip through it for the emote and then do it in New Story Plus. That's a good excuse. That's a good excuse. I also really want the workout emotes, and I'm probably like 4 runs left as a squadron commander thing. But that's not a terribly fun activity. But I really, really want the emotes. So it's more just time budget. Oh. Well, why was this talking at me? I guess that's just mapful flavor. Oh, it's a murder mystery? People were just talking about, like, books and stuff. Fly over? No, its face is... No, it's dangerous. Don't fly over barriers. You never know what could happen. Honestly, I didn't really think about it. Right, let's not dawdle once we're inside. We make straight for Rhapsody's quadrangle and leave as soon as we've acquired the tome. From what I remember, the book Lambert would read was of a fair thickness and bound in leather covers. Hopefully it will not be too difficult to find. Oh, badass. I get to do a little... That's badass. Addresses the problems in Ishgard after the war and how they're dealing with it. But yeah, it's a lot to read. Okay, so maybe it's like... So it sounds like it gets good. It was just introducing a lot of new characters at first. And that's where I was kind of like, where is this going? But, you know, if it's off to tell a story, I'll stick with it. I'll give it another shot. Oh, well, he died. That's not true. Setup is always rough. Setup is always a rough one. I always struggle to maintain names and stuff like that. What are you? Oh. I don't feel like I've seen these ones before. Maybe I have, but they're really neat. Little, like, jar bats. That's such a beautiful spell. Crank the music. Nope. Oh, ooh, nice door open. Oh, it's such a beautiful dungeon. How cool to get to go inside of it by yourself. If I remember, the book of Lambert would read was fair thick. No, okay, so his quest text isn't... Ah, here it is. It's in a different window. 'Tis more lair than library now. Lead on, my friend. I understand that your desire to protect one's collection, but these guardians seem a touch overzealous. Oh, little books, dude. Oh, it's so cute. They're cute. Such a stylish class. Also builds up the... Oh, really? The inspector character? Ah. Maybe that's why... Interesting. That would explain a lot if I was supposed to kind of care about him when because we started the Hildebrand quest after I tried the Spectacle quest. So maybe that's why the characters were kind of being approached in this, like, assume who they are sort of style. So do I not have time to do a off global cooldown during these slices? Like, just don't even bother? And then I can kind of squeeze those in at the end, I guess? Or maybe I'm supposed to be in melee all the time. This is a really short cooldown. So should I just be engagementing on cooldown? Between slice and engagement. Oh, okay, so we need to get this off. All right, we'll mess with that later, but we need to get that out of. Ooh, yeah, and the boss arena with all the words, all the books. Here we are. Now find that book. Engagement is for cowards? Well, no, what I heard, Love, is that you should always be in melee, because even though Red Mage auto attacks are really, really tiny, you should never backflip, because you lose out on autos and something. But yeah, like there should be autos that come through here and there. This is how well the murder did occur, and a member of the clergy was struck down by a knight of common birth. A knight whose name was Tryphany wet his blade on priest's blood after witnessing the unspeakable abuse of an orphan's waif under the pretense of exorcism. May his connection to the face of orphan and praise. Oh, well, it's a messed up book all the same. But style points, I agree, style points. The page contains incredible detailed pictures of female deities in various stages of undress. No male divinities appear to be included in this collection. What a shame. During the Thorn Dynasty, a series of unsolved killings shook the very foundation of Ul'dah. The murders were so named the practice of leaving a card on the deck of Arcana and the bloody body slain. Officials publicly suggest the murderers selected targets based upon divination, as several key figures of factions had opposed the royal house were predominantly among the victims. However, it was whispered that the seemingly random slaughter was merely a cover for political assassinations. Link has faded. Point of an very well. Today I visited the 12th Wood. Lady Amandine of the Dark Court, a regular patron of mine, bade me call upon her household. I set off with confidence, my latest masterpiece in hand. But it was within the walls of Hawkeye Manor that I beheld the true pinnacle of perfection. Oh, time to fight the boss. Okay, thinking about it now, I don't think it's that I'm not really about like not double weaving, it's that I suck. and I don't press my buttons fast enough to be double weaving at this time. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh wow, he's a big boy. Oh, there's a jolt. Yeah. Okay, so you can squeeze in one there. Oh, I guess I... Oop, shoot. Oop, up. But backflipping is very stylish. But doesn't it do damage? It's just more... It's more the autos. What do you... Break the summons. Oh, I see. Oh. The one versus Lambert was actually kind of hard. Ooh, had to do it a couple times because Arya kept dying. That was an okay double weave. Oops, shoot. Nope. Up. Do I have a backflip? Nah, no backflips. Backflips are shared with the other button. Which is a shame that backflips are shared with the slicey business. It'd be fun if it was shared with Corpse of Corpse. Behind the belly of the beast. Sounds like a Netflix special. Hope you're doing well, Daycop. Thank you for the super chats. With your chargeability magnification, which I recommend using whenever you can, and other abilities, you find yourself using engagement a lot if you're doing things right. Engage. Oh, you mean, yeah, so engagement kind of hidden on this other layer. Engagement. Yeah, so we need to get it off this layer because it's not really something that's necessarily used when you're in. It can be used on cooldown. Appreciate the super. I am the descendant of demons, a scion of tainted blood. It is my brethren born into darkness for the Nightkin that I pen these words. The holy men will insist my teachings are madness, the ravings of a deranged killer, but you shall learn all that I strive henceforth is eldritch truth, and their faith a twisted lie. Yes, we found it. There could be no mistake. We need to tear this place. I've breathed my fill of moldy parchment. That was a great duty. What a great tile set. You did well in there, Val. I've never known acquiring a book from a library to be such a strenuous endeavor. Now I see the tome. Yes, the author does certainly seem convinced of his demonic heritage. I can see how the clergy of the time would have passed these writings off as a heretic's delusions, but the spellcraft contained within this is aught but incoherent rambling. Within these memoirs, the mage has provided specific instructions on the workings of forbidden sorcery. Little wonder that Lambert spent so much of his time studying the tomb's secrets. But there is more, much more. Let us return to Idleshire. Arya needs to hear this. Tickle that like button. Yes. Tickle it gently. Flick it ever so gingerly. Romance it even. Circle it a few times. Yeah, the healing, I mean, maybe you're supposed to like Vercure. He was kind of taking care of me, so I probably didn't have to worry about it, but I like the challenge presented, particularly in the Stormblood job quests. Like the Samurai one, I messed up quite a bit. Didn't really mess up the Astrologian ones, but again, those were very much their own thing. Very much in their own world. Displacement. I mean, displacement's fun for sure. Smudge the like button with chocolate. There you go. Oh, thank you, Joey. I've just finished slogging through the last pages of the Nightkin. There were truths I discovered which made it difficult to continue, but amongst a mounting sense of horror, I found hope. Thus, I bid you listen until the end of my tale. I shall begin with the author himself. And so this man who wrote the Nightkin was not merely some disturbed killer, but a mage who had mastered the art of the ancients. Exactly so. A century ago in Ishgard, this monster and mortal guise devoured all manners of forgotten texts, teaching himself everything from red magic to mock summoning rituals. The secret to his seemingly inexhaustible power lies in his bloodline. He was directly descended from a mock archmagus who had ingested the lifeblood of a void-sent Queen Lilith. In fact, it was with this very archmagus that the vile practice of infusing oneself with void-sent blood first began. I believe I told you how the Red Mages later outlawed these rituals, but the damage had already been done. Lilith's insidious energies had been passed on to the Archmagus's heirs. This clan of ether-drinking spellcasters became known as those who were born into darkness, the Nightkin. The revelation which shook me, however, was yet to come. I discovered that Lambert was a scion of the Nightkin clan, and, quite likely, so are you, Arya. The book's author was of the Callowise family, a surname shared by Lambert. With no small amount of trepidation, I determined to look once more into the family records, and learned that the Callowise name was also prevalent on your mother's side. This can't be a coincidence. Are you saying that void-sent blood runs in my veins? It's badass. Get used to it. It explains your preternatural strong affinity for black magics. When I remembered that Lambert was of a similar arcane disposition, the connection is even more obvious. He had no need to ingest fiendish blood. He simply awoke the corruption which had already been lurking within him. The ritual for doing so were clearly described in the pages of the Nightkin. Were these rituals performed upon me too? Again, it is doubtful considering their complex requirements. My theory is that your latent talents were stirred into wakefulness quite by accident, though your induction into the ranks of the Red. I wonder, however, why the same awakening that took years for Lambert occurred so swiftly in you, because you're special. An innate affinity, perhaps? Whatever the case. That is unstable condition. This unstable condition was triggered by your desire to control certainly explains Lambert's pairing. Bob, about the injustice of your faith. I see. But all is not lost. There is a way to undo the curse of your lineage. The first Callowise drew Lilith into our physical world by providing a mortal host for her soul to possess. He stood unflinching before the fiendish queen he had summoned, and forged with her a bargain of blood and darkness. Once the Archmagus had partaken of her essence, however, he entrapped her inside a heavily glyphed box. Her material form thus captured, Lilith was unable to return to her shadowy realm. It was written that her imprisonment on this plane of existence was a necessary act, lest the potency of her blood began to wane. Do you understand what this means, Arya? I think so. The corruption inside me will last only as long as the Void-Set Queen remains in our world. Oh, I see. We need to find the box and banish Lilith back to the Void. Exactly right. Defeat the Void Sent and the curse upon your blood is lifted. Of course, a creature of Lizard's stature would ordinarily present a near insurmountable challenge. We are fortunate, then, that the summoners bound her essence in a feeble vessel to prevent her from manifesting her full power. Even we, few, should stand a chance against this lesser incarnation. Now it appears the author succeeded in tracking down Lilith's prison, and through the book, and though the book makes no mention of this event, it is entirely possible that the box passed into his possession. Our surest bet will be to follow in his footsteps. Rest and prepare, my friends. We have an exciting adventure ahead of us. Cool. Yeah, the samurai boat. Yeah, exactly, John. Yeah, Jonathan, that was the one. It took me several tries. Not that I minded, though, because it was kind of cool, and you got to see that cool, like, baboon model. Which didn't really come up anywhere. I guess it was in a dungeon in Stormblood. Ah, Val, your fellow students have been most astonished. Wait, your fellow student had the most astonishing dream. Why don't you tell him about it, Arya? It was so disturbingly vivid. I dreamed of a man who wrote the Nightkin. In a corner of the house, in which he had hid away from the world, he kept a coffin-like box, black as night it was, its sides marked with jagged lines of purple. As he watched over it, unblinking, an inquisitor broke through the door with a company of knights. Half the soldiers were ordered to haul the man away to the tribunal, while the other half seized the coffin. This coffin, as you describe it, is a very image of a Mach tool of containment. 'Tis as if you saw a vision of the past events. It was probably just a nightmare brought on by the tales of those memoirs. Well, as things stand, your dream is the best lead the memoirs have given us. Let's pay a visit to the tribunal in Ishgard. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I say. Great, this is a grand tour of all the cool places. Supersized Robert, thank you for the super chat. Correction, engagement is essentially something only used when you mustn't use disengagement. Like when you're in a small area that falling means death. You could keep your DPS higher by using engagement to move swiftly, but you also have your swift cast stuff, so you could kind of like run without it. But I guess you're using, what is this called? Acceleration and swift cast and dual cast whenever you can to keep your deeps high. But still, if I'm hanging out in melee the majority of time, getting corpse to corpse and engagement out of this sort of pocket would be a useful tool to make sure I'm doing more DPS. Yeah, and then if all the healers are right behind the boss too, you'll be... Right, well, it sort of, right? Because didn't they added damage to disengagement? Or displacement? So now it does as much damage as engagement and as much damage as corpse to corpse. But you'd still be missing out on auto attacks, which are tiny, but still a part of your DPS contribution if you are hanging outside of melee range. So it seems like being in melee range and then on top of the healers and everything else and in range of the spells that are going to the tanks is still a good idea. Back when displacement had higher potency. Interesting. The other problem, unlike the charge or the disengage on Samurai, which I use a lot for mobility, it can be kind of hard to tell if you're in melee range all the time because you're doing so much range stuff. Oh, thank the gods. This officious bureaucrat refuses to allow me to access their records. Mayhaps he'll listen to you. Sour-faced priest. Val, you say? What a strange coincidence that you bear the same name as. Ah, it is you in the flesh. My apologies for not recognizing you sooner. Whatever the hero of Ishgard requires, we shall not hesitate to provide. This was in regards to the heretic killer who left those awful memoirs, yes? Your request shall be given the highest priority. Pray understand, however, that the records of objects seized in previous century are not immediately at hand. It may take some time to scour the archives. Just like that, eh? A moment ago you were ready to cast me out into the snow. Perhaps you should take Arya on a tour of the city. I'll stay here with our new friend and help the guide in his search. Okay, we can do that. Exactly, yeah, Flash's badge. Sign FBI. I suppose we could just be in the way here. Could we go to the last vigil? I hear the view is spectacular. Thank you, Kristen, for sniping those bots. Dot online? Is that a thing now? Where are we going? Okay, just down the way. Yeah, mad quick. Yeah, it's very, very different from World of Warcraft in that way, where I would often stand in my own unique location, but that's because my heals were centered on the person I cast them on, rather than rather than being centered on me like most spells. Oh, I got caught. I was looking at you. Cheer. The way you say corpse to corpse hurts my ears? Why? I don't know how to say it. Guards your ears. This is amazing. I was told you could look over the entire city from here. I couldn't wait to see it for myself. Fond of such sights, are you? So you are fond of high places. That I don't remember that at all. Nope. Corpse to corpse. That's how they wrote it. I'm American. I'm American. If it wasn't before, then I certainly became so. I want to burn this first sight of Ishgard into my mind, to fill the empty spaces in my memory with wonderful vistas. When you first rescued me, I knew not who I was or where I belonged. As I've said before, I scarcely felt that I existed. But the well of my memories is no longer empty. Though it has been but a small fraction of my life, my journey with you has shaped me into what I am now. So, you can understand why I'm full eager to return to our trading. Red Magic, has given me the power to fight against a fate that would have left me hollow. Val, Arya, we've learned the resting place of Lilith's prison. As incredible as it may seem, the coffin from your dream matched the description of the heretic's box, purple lines and all. The Inquisitors were apparently so unnerved by its fell energies that they cast the thing into the ravine. The place in question is known by the delightful name of the Witch Drop, and it is to be found on the Corthus Central Highlands, swarming with Voidsent, or so I'm told. Shall we? Now, I won't go forward purposely mispronouncing it. I may come up with a pet name for it, but I will not purposely mispronounce it. So we'll call it, well, CC is crowd control. So we'll call it the cack. We'll call it the cack. You gotta cack on in. Cack on in. Get yourself some cack. So you have 2 stacks of cack. And make sure that you use both stacks, because if you don't use both stacks, you'll have missing deeps. Gotta keep your cack high. No, we're not, no. We won't do that. Stabbing time? No, French is a burden. French is a burden. My wife speaks French. Kristen speaks French. And she speaks it very well. And she does an excellent job, but French is just a burden to dyslexia. I wish we had like a second alphabet, kind of like Japanese does. That would be helpful to at least know what I'm looking at sometimes. But I would say of all the languages that American English adapted into itself, French is the most troublesome for dyslexia. The chasm is crawling with fiends, just like I described. Are they drawn there by Lilith's dark essence, I wonder? Let's descend into the depths and begin digging. Perhaps the very power which attracted the Voidsent will help guide our efforts. Oh, you will be able to follow us down there, won't you, Arya? It seems to recall you having a crippling fear of ghosts and spirits. What? No, I'm fine. There's no skeletons or specters here, so I'll be fine. Perfectly fine. So fine? You felt the need to tell me 3 times. Well, considering your current troubles with spellcasting, you best stay close in any case. Oh, there's a catman. And that's the fun thing about, you know, English in many regards, is that it is, well, what they always call it in elementary school. Wait, what? The witch drop? What? Huh? Oh, okay. Oh, I went down here once for something. I don't remember what I was... What are you? Are you part of this quest? Or are you just a dude? Told I'm fine. There's no ghosts here. I can see that. Perfectly, completely fine. Damn, it will snow 100 years ago. Our search would have been far easier before the calamity. The Who's line of languages? What? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Nope, I got turned around. Okay. Nope, there you are again. What level are these things? Oh, they're tiny babies. They're little baby dudes. I failed Latin. Like, that was the first class I ever failed. I got a D in Spanish. But there was a law in New Mexico, law for teachers, that said you couldn't diagnose a child. So all my teachers had to be like, he seems to be struggling, like to my parents, like he seems to be struggling with language and letter recognition. And they're like, so we're harder? We'll put him in after school tutoring? Essentially in battle, says Super Side Fiber, thank you for the super chat. If you're doing things right, auto attacks isn't even the thing that happened. You should either be casting or meleeing. At least that's how I prefer to do it. So do auto attacks not flow freely out of your body? They only happen when you stop casting? I thought it was like, because the animations in Final Fantasy don't really matter. I thought auto attacks like queued in while you were spellcasting would sort of flow from your person, regardless of your current action. Level 72. Oh, thanks, Black Helm. I look forward to seeing that. Autos don't happen when you cast? No. Oh, I thought they just sort of happen when you're in range. Because I'm pretty sure you, like, wasn't it when I was learning, if you're in range? Okay, so they still flow, but it's not your primary concern. It's just, that's an optimization I find interesting. I'm really into auto attacks coming from MOBAs. So, auto attacks are a huge part of your power pie in competitive MOBA games. So that's why I'm so focused on auto attacks. It's coming from other games. I go, oh, auto attacks are free damage. Dig in the snow and find nothing. So I will always value auto attacks higher than perhaps someone who's maybe more of a Final Fantasy. Dig in the snow, you find nothing. This isn't the hole, though. This is a different hole. Because the big hole we threw the eyes in, it was this hole. We're in a different hole right now. Oh, there's a third one over there. Yeah, they're huge for monk. I assume huge for samurai. But I'm a wizard thing that happens to auto attack. And they're kind of tiny. Auto attacks stop entirely if you have 100%. I didn't know that. Bring your gamma down to remove gray on the screen? Oh. Sam, are you in the past? Are you in the past of the VOD when we were talking about... Why is there gray on my screen? The snow? The snow is gray? What do we talk about? Only one bearing my blood gift may break the seal. Oh, we need him.
I don't think we...
There we go.
In case this comes up soon. That's way too deep.
It's not even understandable. There we go.
It's all better. Oh, this is
Where they throw accused heretics. Thrall of Pain. Nice job, bananas. It's just sitting here. All right, back we go. Let's go find Arya. Get her to touch the box. What? Okay. So what about Gamma? System display? Full screen Gamma correction? I was already at 50. Oh. Wait. What? Oh. X not visitors. Oh yeah, okay. No, I was already happily gammed. I was pre-gammed. Wait, no, now I can't go back. You guys, oh no. You guys, I can't go back to 50. My beautiful 50 will never be the same. Well, crap. Now I guess we'll just have to live at 51. Can't. Yo, slash Gamma 50. Under a shell amount of snow, you say? Extraordinary. Only one bearing my blood gift. Could this mysterious voice belong to Lilith herself? Let me try opening the coffin. If the voice is telling the truth, then I am the only one who can. Very well. Val, lead us to your dig site. Could have just not hit apply. It's too late. Oh, we really messed up big. Here, can I do that? No, slash Gamma doesn't exist. It's too late. Game will never be the same. I was gonna be like, why'd you die to Nidhogg stream? Just be like, my Gamma, man. It's 1.2 high. It looks like it did in my dream. I'm gonna open the lid. I can feel the waves of malice even through the wards. This is no lowly imp. Proceed with caution, Arya. Lilith may be in a weakened state. Oh, Lilith may be in a weakened state, but she's still a queen amongst her kind. Let's not be caught unprepared. Time to, yep, uninstall, restart it all. Let's open it, you know? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Nothing bad. Nothing bad ever happened to minor characters in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm assuming it's just a succubus model, but come on, let's see something unique. Oh, no, it's a snake. It's a snake with boobies. Oh, and a hat. Medusa thing.
Let's do.
There, let's go over here, and then we set that kind of like down here. Then we up the, yeah. There you go.
At last I am freed from that miserable prison. 1,000 years of scheming cometh to fruition. Yield unto me thy vessel, child. Thou shalt be host unto mine immortal glory. Yes. Slither me timbers.
Host! Do you seek to possess Arya's body?
Hiss. A masterpiece of centuries. For generations I've guided the dreams of my blood-gifted children. Bring them together and strengthen their line. When at last the Chosen One was born, I sent another to secure my precious vessel. He commanded his own puppets, never knowing he was mine.
Lambert.
Heed me, child, my darling creation. I am the reason for thine existence, for the entanglement of thy sires, for thee deliverance unto solitude.
Do not listen, Arya. Her words are poison. Sexy poison.
Come, deny not thy destiny. Thy life was molded by my hands.
This was always meant to happen. My parents? My uncle? All of it?
Sweet child.
Just normal ass teleports out. Nice. Arya, no! Fall to knees and hands bang. How could they do this? That was great. I like demons. The time to conquer Earth. Gods damned it. Arya moved as if in trance. Liv must have somehow had some hold over her. Blah, 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 something about blood. It was Arya's dream that led her here, into a trap. If we are to believe that hissing serpent, this meeting was 1,000 years in the making. But all is not lost. See how she did not immediately claim Arya's body for her own. From what I understood of such things, in order to possess a mortal host, Lilith must conduct a ritual of exacting preparations. There is time yet to deduce the location from which she fled. Let us return to the pillars and consider the possibilities. Great plan. No notes. Everyone, well done. Delivered the vessel. It's all good. It's fine. You could probably go level up too. You know, there's no rush. Go level or something if you need to. 10,000 years. Something about the blood. Oh, this is great, and it actually flowed. It was actually more linear with Lambert and all that. Because the Samurai one also like completely changed tones. Well, I guess not really. It was, yeah, kind of. Lilith's words yet echo in my ears. Deny not thy destiny. Thy life was molded by my hands. Arya became a red mage to gain control of her fate. I'll be damned if we abandon her to this one. But first things first, we must expend every effort towards finding the place where the Voidsent has taken our colleague. The ritual preparations will not take forever. But if you do need to go level, that's okay. But I've got Verholy for you if you hang out more. Yeah, there's some continuity. I really like the storyline with the teacher, the sensei type. And then going off on the Kugane storyline was still in that vein of stopping the son dude, the apprentice. But I like the focus of the initial quests. I like going around and finding murderers. And this is about murder. I guess I like murderers. What can I say? I don't listen to murder podcasts, but I do like, stories that involve murderers. Like Dragon Age 2, that was messed up. The Frankenstein mom, that was messed up. Val, I've decided we should go to the Thaumaturgist Guild Nulda for help in tracking down Arya, of course. I've been doing some research into the Voidsent possession, and as I suspect, the process is not a simple one. Even so, I doubt we have the time for me to become fully fledged expert on the subject. We need one right now. The Thaumaturgists are one of the few organizations familiar with our query, considering how they are also the modern successors to the arcane knowledge of the Mach. Their shelves may hold the ancient lore that could help us tell us more about Lilith. Let's be on our way. 5 Lalfels and trench coat. Well, yeah, that's the whole Black Mage storyline. Like, don't open mysterious boxes, and stack atop each other. Basic Lalafell science. Yeah, a good samurai movie. Yeah, yeah. I agree. I guess we could teleport a little bit. Good to see you, Pope. What, here. Nope, wrong way. Right? Nope, did I do it? Did I do it? Where am I? Nope, wrong way. With eye patches? Well, yeah, they may have, you know, given up their eyeballs for sweet magics. Oh, isn't it? Isn't it festive out here? But not in here. Are you okay? Oh. Ah, Val. I've been explaining our woes to the prelate Yayaki here.
All right.
Yayaki? Well, well. When Crumb spoke of another colleague, I did not expect them to be meeting one of my own thaumaturges. Now then, the tome with passages pertaining to the Void Sent Lilith are all forbidden occult works, abhorrent volumes, chained to the shelves in our deepest archive. Never again to see the light of day. I'll just pop back there and grab one or two. If you could wait over there for a moment?
We're gonna get Lala betrayed? Yeah, I've been around these parts.
By Thal, she's even more sinister than I imagined. With no mention of her presence in the past millennium, I had thought Lilith destroyed. Yet, it would seem is the very much alive and exceedingly dangerous. Her most fearsome aspect is the power to enslave a person's will. If we include all those who, even a whisper of her essence within their veins, she will have slithered inside their minds as a veritable army. The sigil employed by this Lambert of yours is a second-hand manifestation of Lilith's ability. She would but need to coat a tool with the tainted blood, then engrave her name in the flesh of her victims to create the unthinking puppet you described.
And that was about a faint echo of her true power? Well, shit.
Correct! A power will not hesitate to bring bear on mortals she so despises. Archmagus Callowise made doubtfully sure of that when he lured her into its trap. As well as a talent for draining the life force from her prey, Lilith is also known for spitting venom. A truly hideous opponent. But the Archmagus came prepared with potent antidotes. Undone by her summoner's treachery and the limitations of her own mortal host, Lilith found herself divested of her beloved rod. What? And sealed inside a mock sarcophagus. A rod?
Then hence spent the next 1,000 years plotting her escape.
It is as they say, but mere freedom is not her endgame. Above all else, I imagine Lilith desires a form which allows her to manifest the fullness of her terrible power. She means to reinvest her soul within the perfect vessel, and thus enhance her strength of the incarnation by an order of magnitude.
The perfect vessel. Let's carefully orchestrate Arya's conception over the span of centuries. That's awesome. If we do not oppose her now, I dread to think what havoc such a cunning and powerful fiend could wreak upon Eorzea. Look what she has accomplished already. So subtle were her manipulations that not a single one of the Nightkin realized her plan or sought to destroy her. Well, this has been all very enlightening, but we are still no closer to finding Arya. Have you any ideas?
In order to invest herself within a host, Lilith will need to recreate the conditions of her original summoning as faithfully as possible. Alignment of the stars, weather, location, that sort of thing. The location I can tell you, assuming the grounds itself hasn't fallen into the abyss, Lilith will have taken your friend to a summoning circle in the ruined city of Macht.
That's a great tour. So, you been to the Weeping City? No getting there without an airship or pilot, eh? Oh, but do not worry. We know the very person who could help us. On that account, Deputy President Jessie of the Garland Ironworks, old metal chinstrap herself. I shall contact her immediately. The grind for what sucked? Ironworks bros! I've been in touch with Jessie after an assassination business has put, as she puts it, she's more than happy to lend a company airship. Prelate Yayaki, you've been an immense help. How can we repay you?
That won't be necessary. The guild's already richly compensated by a certain merchant. He requested that we aid any mages of the Red who might happen to seek our knowledge. Are you acquainted with Master Wilkin? It would seem he's been quite generous in spreading his wealth around Ul'dah to ensure you encounter no refusals or inconveniences.
Well, well, the gratuity of a wealthy merchant is a fine thing to have. Right, 'tis time that we're off to Revenant's Toll. Jessie will be waiting.
Don't forget to stock some antidotes. I'd be terribly disappointed to hear if you died to Lilith's venom after the tale I told you.
Do I have antidotes? Maybe? Probably not that important. I got high potions, X potions, mega potions, potion, max potion, super potion, potion, tinctures, potions. Anything weird in here? Strength, mind, X potion? Nope. Max potion. Here we go. Nope. 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 Nah, we'll be fine. Oh. Still need to give up your card. With a heart of steel, we return to Mordana. Potion seller. You can't handle these potions. What? Oh, what? What? I'm going to advance. Oh. All right. Oh, I know if I move now, I'm too... Okay, I'm moving. I'm moving. It may have been a mistake. I'm moving. Determined to pilot the craft herself. Crumbs told me the story. I have an airship ready to fly. I'll pilot you into the swamp myself. I said I'd return the favor for Arya, and I don't go back on my promises. Shall we go? I am moored in the northern bank of the lake. Val, the plan is simple. We cut through the runes as quickly as we can and unleash a merry hell upon the Void-Sent Queen. The outcome of the battle will decide Arya's fate. Bring everything you have, and make sure that includes a vial or two of antidote. Okay. Fine. Sure. Yeah, what'd you say? It's a slash I search antidote. No matches were found containing antidote. Could I, like, buy them from a merchant up here or something? It's like merchants. Surely there's a potion master. No, I have cure. I can't dispel. Let's see. We got independent men. Whoop. Whoop. This is... thank you, Nikami. Fabulous. We're ready for the road. Yeah, I need weaker potions for sure. You need to find a seller that sells weaker potions. Many things on the internet have not aged well, but that skit continues to be one of the greatest of all time. Potions from your local cat girl. Supplied directly to you. Catgirl potions. Try them. What? With Sart? BSFZ3? What is that? What is all that? What do those letters mean? Oh, I guess they added support duty for Keeper of the Lake. Ooh. Ready then? Got your gear? Emptied your bladder? Wait, no, this is Jesse. Enter your bladder? We'll make straight for the ruins of Mark. No, hang on. I'm curious. This is a Realm Reborn, though, so it's probably just random adventurers, right? Yeah, it's just random adventurers. Okay. It would have been cool to, like, I don't know, do it with Benfilia or something. You know, some Scions, since they're the ones who tasked you with it that time. Anyway. In 6.2. All aboard. Oh, all aboard, folks. I don't know much about this demon witch, but send her back to the void. I want to see Arya's face safe and sound. Let me have my head cannon, Sorcato. Oh, Moonbrita. Was that Moonbrita? Was it? Because Keeper Lake was like kind of weird fart off, right? I don't remember why we went there anymore, but I loved it. Lilith is the only one. I've only had one chance at this ritual. But once she knows we're there to stop her, she may begin the ceremony anyways. Conditions be damned. If that happens, then we must defeat the fiend ere she forces her soul into Arya's body. We will triumph over Lilith and free our companion from her curse. Get that bot out of here. Find Arya before it's too late. Oh man, you get to go to some great places in this quest. Like, Astrologian, you just kind of like palled around Kugane. Which was, you know, it was okay, I guess, but this is way cooler. Always comes back to the mark. Can't escape them. Always the quest, never the MSQ. Ooh, look at you. I don't think I've seen you before. Oh, maybe I have. I like you, though. You're cute. You're a great little model. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a keeper. No, nope. Nope. Calm old Strappy Bill. Pat the lunatic. Oh, these guys got little hands too. Little baby hands, little claws. I do remember this. Well, because we were just here. We were just here with Ozyman, or the ball at the end. Yeah, and the pyramid. Oh, Red Mage is a greatest hits. Greatest hits of locations. Santa's real form? Wait, what, why? Why would Santa be chained to himself? Yes, engage. Just a couple of badasses. Oh, I'm actually high enough level to do the verse something. Came up. Should I be doing something else? We could just beat you up. You're soul stealing me. Do I want to be soul stealth? It's a big cast. Oh, it hurt. Okay. For centuries I've planned for this moment. Should I be doing something with you over here? Oh, are we? That one's yours. Okay, I get it. Yep. Classic. Classic ball catching maneuver. Just a little void rot. Oh, yep. We just get to do a cool thing. Oh, Nidhogg. They got balls. Are you okay over there with that tether? That tether seems important. Okay, so Soul Steel's just a big bit of damage. I don't really need to worry about it. There's the poison. The poison came in at the very end. Oh, shoot. I pressed a different button. Oh, I guess I also have a Ver Holy I have to cast. We did. Oh. Well. I guess we... okay. It's a fun little song. Arya, Lilith is slain. Come back to me now. Damn, why won't she wake? Nice effect. Because Lilith is still inside her. Just to banish it herself. Where am I? Where's everyone? I see. This is my own mind. I'm forced aside by that fiend. Like the Yerks.
Yes. No, that's the wrong one.
Yes. Accept thy fate, child. Mine own form was destroyed, but within thy vessel has my soul taken refuge. Once thy will halt diminished unto oblivion, mine essence shall transform the shell. I will rise anew, glorious and complete. And then shall I wreak my vengeance upon all children of man. Seek not to defy me, my darling creation. Surrender to the void. Surrender to me.
But you can say no. Lilith created me. I have to accept this fate. It was what I was meant to be. Let's quitter talk. Forgive me, Val. There were so many more memories I'd hoped to make. Farewell. Why? What? Just say no. There you go. See? Look how handsome we are. Let it inspire you. No, this can't be. Oh, there is. I want more. I want to live.
Do not torture thyself, child. Your will is forfeit. Thy fate is sealed. Oh, inspirational music.
Blade of light. I decide my own fate. Arya, welcome back, my friend. Crumbs, Val? Look out! Lilith, she's still here! What the shit are you talking about? We killed her with blades and sorcery. It was great. You missed it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Nothing will ever go wrong again. Your soul is now safe. Lilith's gone. You triumphed over her at last. A chance I wouldn't have had if you'd not destroyed her in the flesh. With a stout heart and the power of red magic, There is no foe we cannot overcome, as the two of you so amply proven. Now, let us put this dreary room behind us. But have a care for your surroundings. This old city is home to more than sinister void scent. We did it. Undulates aggressively. It was big hip swagger, you know? It was. Like that old episode of Aladdin. That weird episode of Aladdin. Where Jasmine became a snake. We did it, Val. 'Twas a hard-won battle, but your heart and steel carried the day. And we must express our gratitude to Jesse for conveying us to the ruins in the first place. Nay, I was but returning the favor. Unlike certain presidents who I could mention. Oh, I see. I don't like leaving the books unbalanced. It'd be best to just like, politics? Jesse, why are you bringing politics into this? No, I think she's talking about Sid. Getting to go back in the company docks. It's farewell for me. It was a TV show? Yeah, Aladdin the TV show. There's an episode where like Jasmine ate a tree apple and turned into a snake person. Take care, Jesse, and thank you. Shall we head back to town then? The most frustrating thing about the TV show was just that Aladdin never learned his lesson. It wasn't a linear show. Oh yeah, no, you'd love it, Daycon. You'd love it. It wasn't like a linear show, so like every episode was about how Aladdin had to like learn not to lie or not to steal or like to give up his street rat ways. And so it was just the same thing with the movies too. It was always like, Aladdin, how could you do this? How could you lie to my father? It's like, come on, Aladdin. Come on, you're a prince or a sultan or something. The sultan to be. Get over it. Last in Revenant's Tomb. Ah, there is not like a successful rescue attempt to put a smile on my face. 'Twas wonderful to have our companion back, safe and sound. It's wonderful to be back. I cannot wait to begin my training once more. Yeah, about that. Oh, shit, yeah, really about your training. Surely you felt a change within yourself. Your proclivity for spellcasting was a property of Lilith's blood. Now that her corruption has faded from your veins, so too has your aptitude for the arcane. Yes, I feel the difference. My ether is so weak now, I doubt I could cast even a single simplest magics. I wonder how you would take the news, but you seem almost happy. I am. This way I get to study magic from scratch. And I know all that my achievements will be truly mine. Well, it's true. I'd be into that. Of course, this means I'll have a lot of more work to do before I catch up to you, Val. Well, yeah, because I'm infused with messed up stuff. But having such a distinct goal will be what pushes me to endure the training ahead. I'll be waiting. I'll get there one day. Big thumbs up from me. You've got the heart of a red mage, that's for certain. Start yourself off with the basics of thaumaturgy and conjuring. A foundation you built yourself will be more stable than the instinctual power you possessed before. And when you've grasped the fundamentals, I can start your training in red magic again. I look forward to that day, Crumbs. As for you, Val, you've grown stronger than ever. You've known for some time now that the magics of a red mage are fueled by the caster's own ether. The potency of your spells is a reflection of your indomitable spirit. Dare I say that the soul crystal you bear will reward your dedication to the art by granting you new knowledge. Thus concludes my stint as mentor for now, Val. You have graduated from my lessons, and Aria, you must ready yourself to begin all over again. You have flung yourself into Revolution's smoldering ashes and reignited the fires of Alamigo's glory. Remember the light you brought with that liberation when you next plunge ahead into darkness. Crumbs, you speak as if you mean to leave us. I must return to my pilgrimage. But fear not. Those who defy the tides of destiny are always drawn together, sooner or later. And so this is not farewell, merely a temporary parting of ways. Eagerly do I await the day our paths cross again, my friends. For friends are no... a Verholy, and a coffer of things. Beautiful. Cat Dad out to get cigarettes. I mean, it seems like there's this quest, Secession of Steel, where like at level 80, I'll get to level 80. Wait, level 80? Start of Endwalker? They wouldn't be the end of Shadowbringers. That's all job quests. This concludes the Red Mage quest for Final Fantasy Stormblood. In order to partake in the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. And you must... TFO reunion. And so, the next Red Mage quest will be available from Aria. Oh! He's gone! I'll meet again someday. Glad to have a visit from time to time. You can compare spells. Nice. That's a great quest. That's a great quest. Oh, do I get his outfit? With all the bangles and such? Are those bangles tied to his pants? Whoops. Man, look at all that. Look at all that handsome outfit. All right, let me put back on some pants. There we go. Pants on. Oh, that's a fancy little ball thing. Fabulous. I'll put those in the dress-up corner. Pants are overrated. V-pose. Wait, V-pose. Oh, yeah, the Eureka thing. Yeah, I remember people talking about that, Sable. V-pose? No, surely the G-pose. V-pose. Oh, the victory pose. Yeah, with a pop collar. Hell yeah. Pantsless Vow. It's a good one. It's a good one. Where you throw it in the air. Oh, excuse me, Arya. Bring it down. Pop it out. Yeah, it is a good one. Stylish. There is Jan. I know we found them. I know there's one in Gridania that I've hit up before. So get the items lost in the ether, because I think I got mailed stuff that my mail was full. Yeah, the Journeyman Salvager. Yeah, Calamity Salvager. That's the one I'm thinking of. If you haven't already, you should unlock that Glamour Dresser and put those in the 800 slots. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. There is much that can be done. All right. We're going to go. Let's go throw them in the dresser. Why not? But then we'll go find a target dummy and we'll figure out these new spells. Right, when you're done, can't you just use, the change pose? And then it saves that's my new resting, where I'll kind of settle into it. I really like I kind of got like a Mesoamerican disc. I'm not much for the magic orb. Oh, this is the dude. This is the very dude I was talking about. Like every day, this guy sits here for like 15 minutes and tries to get that sunball into his chest or like right behind his wings. And I see this guy every day just posing, trying to get the sunball to hold still while he gets in position. It's your game time, enjoy yourself. Go for it. And then we got this pajama creation. It's committed, yeah. He wants to be seen in a certain light. Yeah, those will be good. Those will be useful for the red magery. What do these even look like? They're kind of silly. What are you? Oh yeah, those are good. Those are great boots. Dream boots. Oh, those are great. I must have been given those last night. As part of the holiday outfit. I have many dream hats now, though. Where was the Target dummy in Ul'dah? It was kind of weird. It was like living... It's not with an ether current. It's like off on its own. Western. Oh, I was looking at the right one. Scorpion's Crossing? I've seen some really cool, like, professional photographers. There's one that people were showing off a while ago that was basically someone who made GIFs. Like, they would animate the background. Uldah's Western Gate. Okay, cool. Yeah, here it is with the scaffolding and all that. All right, so we got now Verholy and Verflare. So we're going to learn about those. And probably piss off the local fauna. But I will BRB and then we'll fire up a Westcalibur video. Shouldn't be terribly complicated, I assume, since they seem to be tied to, like, proccing things. But it will be a good idea to go take a look at the rotation again. All right, Red Mage, here we go. And where did we leave off? All right, so this was what are you doing here? 60 opener. Okay.
And Jolt 2. Jolt is now Jolt 2, which does 280 potency of damage to a target. All other effects remain the same. This is a massive one.
To Coluzia? Where's Coluzia? Thank you for the super sidewife. Thank you for the super. Which one's Coluzia? Does it... The area outside Yulmore. Oh. Oh, that little town has them? Sure, why not? I could do that. What are these? These are level 1s? So what would change? Like my chance to miss? I don't... Do spells miss in Final Fantasy? Like, do I need a hit rating? That's right. Wait, Coluzia? Oh, this whole place is called Coluzia. Okay. That's where I got confused. My damage would change? Do enemies have AC? Like, attack dampening armor? Only if it's higher level than you. I'm still down to check it out. Do an appropriate. Thank goodness I hate missing. No one wants to miss. Missing is okay in like turn-based, but real time it's just disappointing. Are these for me? Are these waving sticks for me? Oh, they're kind of just sitting out the back here. Okay, thank you for leading the way. I'm more concerned. It means you'll have a better idea of your performance. Gotcha. I'm not really concerned about my damage numbers. What I'm more concerned about is learning clipping, since that's kind of the topic of discussion after we watch that video on Monday. I want to make sure I'm not clipping, and I want to make sure I just know what all this Verholy stuff is.
Level 62, Enhanced Jolt and Jolt 2. Jolt is now Jolt 2, which just...
Like, I don't mind missing in Darkest Dungeon. Like, that just adds drama. And missing in D&D is fine, too.
Does 280 potency of damage to a target. All other effects remain the same. This is a massive 110 potency increase, but it's still the skill you want to avoid using at all costs. Remember, procs are better. Further, for Thunder and for Arrow we're buffed to 360 potency, and for Fire and for Stone up to 300 potency. Smaller buffs, but still significant. Level 64, Veraze. A massive 10-second cast time and costing a huge 2400 MP. This raises a player who has died. This is a much more useful skill than Vicure, but also still temper your expectations. Neither you or the healer can afford to spam raises. They're very expensive. MP is limited, even if overall Red Mage won't normally have issues. If something really bad happens, something that damages the whole party majorly and even kills one or more people, you can raise the players who died while the healer takes care of giving everyone some HP back. This is especially important if it was the healer or healers who died, or even the tank. But often
That looked like a Palace of the Dead or something like that. I haven't seen that place.
Let's prioritize raising a tank before healing, even if that isn't the correct decision at the time. I'm less harsh on this one because a weak heal often won't make a difference without spamming when the healer had it under control. A raise is equal no matter who uses it.
Yeah, the muddy place, right? It was like mud themed.
The healer handle it if they're not struggling and it's just like one guy who got themselves killed. But if the healer dies, or even just doesn't have swift cast available, or some mechanic fails and severely damages the party, get raising for them. An entire party member being alive is worth more than one lost cast.
Mud.
And the healer has enough making sure nobody else dies on top of whatever happened. Which, make sure you're dual casting Veraze. Do Jolt into Veraze. In the time it would take to hardcast Veraze, you would get 4 spell casts. Level 66, Scatter Mastery and Impact. Scatter...
John, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated, Jonathan Harrison. If you want to avoid clipping, don't use Fletch or... Oh, wait, hang on. Okay. Which one was Contra 6? Is that the... No, that's not the stabby. Right, let's just go to the spellbook. Oh, this guy. Okay. Laser beams. Don't use laser beams. Don't use Fletch or Contra until after spending your dual cast. Both those have an animation lock that can clip. My dual cast. Wait, because dual casts are instant? Oh, hang on. I want to dissect this. So if I do... And I got my buff. Right, because instants still have cast time, right? And it still rotates the cooldown. So if I put out... Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. I see. I see. Okay. I see. Okay. Yeah, so why was I doing that? Because this cast of this spell takes my whole cooldown. I don't have time for an instant to stack on top of it. So if I do a jolt and I'm like, sick, let's squeeze in... Here, let me do that again. I just delayed that spell. So I basically need to get straight to... When I have an instant, I just need to get that out immediately and then squeeze in on the back of the instant, the weave. So why did I get that bad habit from Astrologian? I guess because I have so many instants on Astrologian that I would throw out like a quick like dot and then I'd do 2 cards. So what I need to do... Oh, wait. What? Oh, healers have shorter casts. Do they? Oh. Oh. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So that's why going from Astrologian, I was like, I'm going to cast the spell, and then I have time to draw a card, and I'm going to cast the spell, and then I have time to play a card. So they can weave their heals and still... Okay. So I developed a bad habit. So when I went over to Red Mage, I was doing a, like, oh yeah, I've got time. After I cast this, I'm going to squeeze on that. It's not that big, right? Like, but because it's dual cast... Because it's dual cast... Yes, okay, I see. So it's not that it's not that the spell is an instant. It's more that when you cast your dual cast, you still do a full global cooldown. And during that global cooldown time, that's when you go off and weave. So it's not really that you're delaying your dual cast instant. It's more because it's not like clipping in that way. But it's that you're not taking advantage of the global cooldown spin to do your weave, so you are delaying it. But like this clipping thing isn't really a big deal. It's more that you want to keep everything spinning and then weave over here and spin, 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 and then pop and spin, 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 pop, and in between the spins. Cool. That's weird that Astrologian... Okay, let me feel that. Here, let me apologize. Oh, did I piss off other friends? Oh no, we broke it. Here. Who's still mad at me? Are you mad at me? Reset. Are you mad at me? Who's mad? Are you still upset? Alright, is everyone calm? Everyone calm down? Okay, perfect. Alright, so let me feel this. So if I do... Let's say I throw a shield on myself. Oh, shield's just straight up instant. What about, we'll do this. Nope, that's instant too. Is that really that short? Yeah, it is much shorter. Oh, so when I come out of it, I'm still spinning. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's tricky. He's only just grasping weaving. Get out of here, Zan. Get out of here, Zan. Just grasping weaving. No, we've been trying to do it for a long time on Astrologian, and it made sense. What I didn't realize is that healing spells have the same global cooldown, but their cast time shorter. So what I was doing was, when I was playing Red Mage, I was casting a spell like Jolt, and then assuming that I had time to do a weave on the back end of it. So that's where my brain was messing up. And then my other most played is Samurai, which really isn't gonna... Because what do I don't weave anything on Samurai, do I? Because it's all basically like, oh. Right. There we go. Because all of these are instants. The only really channeled thing I do... And that's a 1 point... Yeah, so I'm just like... I'm spamming Shinten all the time. And yeah. Yeah, so I'm just weaving out of my mind on Samurai because everything's instant. So I have all the time in the world to weave and put other buttons in. Outside of the occasional Aya Jutsu, which has a cast time that's also shorter than the Whiz Biz. Right, because if you do an instant and then you try to double weave, but you over delay it, you're going to delay your next attack and you'll slowly push out all those attacks. But that's the key my brain was missing. So, big thank you, Jonathan Harrison. I really appreciate that. You made it click. You made it click. That's awesome. Really appreciate it. Sarkar says, the raising is very touchy because you don't want to waste your healer's swift cast raise, and you don't want to cut into their hard cast either. It's all about communication, especially in alliance raids. Now that makes sense, and I think that's the point that Westcalibur is often making when he's like, don't heal and really kind of don't raise unless you have to, because you're probably stepping on somebody else's jobs. John Bob's Battle Basics. Well, they're all stuff I've heard before. I'm extremely what would you call it? Dense. I can be very stupid. What I hate in documentaries is when someone's like, how does space work? And the scientist says, before I tell you that, let me explain matter. And I'm like, oh, the question was about space. Tell me how space works. And he's like, no, in order to do that, I have to tell you this other thing. And I hate that. So for me, it's very much, I can't absorb the correct way to do something until my brain has discovered the question. You have to ask the right question, you know, like Solus was saying. You got to finally ask the right question. You got to know, I have to know what I'm looking for before I can actually absorb it. So it doesn't matter? Exactly. Well, yeah, because then you have to know about it, right? Like, it's the same thing. Like, did you know train wheels are extra wide so they can kind of turn on them? Otherwise, trains couldn't turn. You know, there's a lot of cool factoids in the world. There's also no damage bar in the game. You know, coming from World of Warcraft, like, that's a big prompt, is seeing your damage suck, and then you kind of stare at it and you go, why? Why does my damage suck? And you continue to be prompted on. I totally get, you know, Yoshi P and the team's desire to avoid that toxicity, particularly because it's a different game as the way it's played. But those sort of tools kind of get your brain chugging and you go, why? But for me, I still have to ask the right question. I can't just go watch a guide and have them go, oh yeah, That's kind of why I do like West Albert, because he's kind of angry. He kind of yells at me and gets me motivated.
Joins in the upgrades, becoming Impact. This makes the base potency 200, 30 more than the acceleration potency of Scatter. Then the acceleration potency of Impact is 250. That's a huge hit from where we were. Otherwise, everything else remains the same. Make sure your acceleration impacting more. Level 68, Mana Stack. Our gauge has been expanded. On the bottom are now 3 diamonds. This is the Mana Stack. Using enchanted skills in a row, regardless of what they are, regardless of if they're in the proper combo order, will fill the Mana Stack. I say in a row because using any other spell will empty the Mana Stack.
Because your global cooldown changes with every level and expansion and patch, it becomes a headache. Was that the casting speed thing? Because I really do not understand these stats. These aren't our normal, like, American strength, charisma, dex kind of stats. So I have a really hard time kind of digesting what all these do, but spell speed affects both casting and recasting timers. The higher the value, the shorter the timers. So you might have different weaving techniques. If your spell speed was rocking, you wouldn't even worry about doing double weave, I guess, because you only have time for a single weave, basically. Yeah, and then there's critical hits, direct hits, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's a very, very different in that way than what I'm more used to. Removing bad habits is hard. It's a little easier, I think, on controller because it's newer to me rather than keyboard, which I've played World of Warcraft since 2005. So it's a little more stuck in. And even my muscle memory from World of Warcraft and StarCraft and Heroes of the Storm was based on Roller Coaster Tycoon. Like, I do something really, really weird to... Here, do I even have... Here, do I have camera properties? Let's see. I think I've got this ancient camera. Nah, doesn't want to work right now. Oh, that's because Discord's open. Oh, no, here we go. Here we go. Got this ancient camera here. But what I do in strategy games... Let's get this right. So I'm over here, I'm doing my movements. But when I adjust my camera in strategy games, I pick up my hand and I move it over to my arrow keys. Because that's what I did in Roller Coaster Tycoon. Is I would use my arrow keys to look around. So my hand, I pick up my hand often and move it across the whole keyboard because of muscle memory from Roller Coaster Tycoon days. It's wild. It's wild what your brain does, the highways it builds. No, thank you for knocking out the bots. I appreciate it. We need a bot burial. We'll make a bot burial emoji so we can all help and just get it off screen when they come up. You don't need to think about spell speed at all with Red Mage. Do I not? Do I not really? Because people also told me I should never... like Wes Galbert's saying here, you never need to lucid dreaming unless you're Verazing. But I've also heard hit lucid dreaming just out of habit because it's a good habit. Because of dual cast, that makes sense. Endgame builds no spell speed at all. Oh, because dual cast is, 50% of your uptime. So it's a wasted stat when you could put points into other things like magic potency. Because it makes your cooldowns not line up. I just feel like my mana never moves. Extended amount of time. Okay, I'm sure there's situations where it comes up. Let's kill some giraffes.
I recommend getting 60/60 mana for AoE. 3 Molinades will fill all 3 diamonds of the mana stack, which allows for the use of our level 68 and 70 skills. So continue to do your full enchanted combo in single target and in AoE situations, enchanted Molinet 3 times in a row. Level 68, Verflayer, and level 70, Verholy. Verholy is our second job quest skill.
Wait, did he say, did this actually do anything passively? What is even? Oh, wait, hang on. Do I not have enhanced enchanted reprise? So what does reprise do right now? Wait, Moonlet? Oh, hang on. I don't even know what reprise is. I'm thinking about... No, Moonlight. Okay, Moonlight, yeah. What is reprise? What is reprise? I just get another stabby thing? Wait. Oh, wait, hang on. Is reprise... Wait. It's your moving attack. Do I have normal reprise? Oh, here. Oh, okay. I haven't gotten it yet. Okay. It's a whole nother thing. Okay, cool.
Do your quests, get the skill. As for these, upon getting 3 mana stacks, Verthunder will turn into Verflayer, and Verarrow into Verholy. These can only be used when you have 3 mana stacks as a result, and will spend all 3. They have the same effects, but black or white magic based, just like the other skills. They both do 580 potency of damage to a target. Then all enemies within 5 yalms of the initial target will take 232 potency of damage. This is a massive hit for both single target and AoE. And the best part, there's no cast time, meaning you can continue to move even after your melee combo is finished. Upon hitting the enemy, mana will increase by 11, black or white. Then there is a 20% chance of getting a Verfire or Verstone proc. However, let's say white mana has 5 mana, and black mana has 10. Using Verholy will have a guaranteed 100% chance to get Verstone. This is ultimately why you do not want to be perfectly balanced on mana. A slight, tiny imbalance of even 1 mana is enough to guarantee you a free proc. Procs are still an economy we want to be using to the best of our ability. These procs are common and extremely useful. They're stronger and lead back into more melee combos, and Verflayers and Verholys. It's not rotation ruining, but it's a benefit we want to abuse. And abuse it we will. Let's look back and
Increase black mana by 11. Chance to become Verfire ready increased to 100% if white mana is higher than black mana at the time of execution. Oh, that's easy. That's easy to do, right? Because that's just, I'm trying to balance all the time anyway. So that's not unique. It looked like, though, he was getting stacks for doing normal stabs. No, okay. He probably used Manification then. Yeah, that gives it. Okay. So as I come out of that... Oh, interesting. Yeah, so if you're perfectly even, is what he was saying. So you want to be a little imbalanced before you go in. So if I hit, this is going to take a little bit, but let's say I hit. And these guys are slightly shorter, so this is where I would squeeze in another spell. And then I do that again here. I guess I could do that. No, that was wrong. I'm currently dead even. So I could maybe use... But if I get a proc, it's okay. Yeah, now I'm uneven. So the procs should handle it. I probably don't have to overthink it then. Because the procs will handle the rest. In most situations. Now I'm even again. So I would want to take that moment to verse stone here. Before I go in. And now, at the time of casting, do that, and I can go into a fire. Okay, so it seems like I don't really have to... do... No, I'm aware, Floor. I'm aware. It's more just muscle memory right now. Because you mean don't use it on your longest cast, is what people mean when they say that. So as long as I just sort of ride my auto, my generates, my procs, and never let myself get capped, we're going to be fine. And it'll always be a little imbalanced. Cool. Or manification from 0. Yeah. That should be okay, right? Then we can insta-cast that. Now we've got time for that. We got one of these. So here would be kind of the puzzle, right? Wrongful jolt, but it's okay. Here we might want to... I guess I could just squeeze on one of those. And that'd be okay. I could even cast this other one if I really want to. And then go in. And now this would be a Verholy, which gives me the stone. And now we're nice and uneven again. Okay, that makes sense.
Extremely useful. They're stronger and lead back into more melee combos, and Verflayers and Verholies. It's not rotation ruining, but it's a benefit we want to abuse. And abuse it...
Oh yeah, no, I get that fully, Spanner. 100%. I'm there. It's more that, it's just muscle memory. It's just not something...
We will. Let's look back at the opener and fit in one of these. Verthunder. Verarrow.
Right, because he wants to do the long cast first because he's pulling.
Cast, acceleration.
Oh, he does this both.
Verthunder. Embolden. Manification.
And he was talking about this, that he over-thunders because of something later on in the
Enchanted
build.
Riposte. Flesh. Enchanted Verschow. Contre-Sixt. Enchanted Redoublement. Coeurl. Engagement. Verholy. Coeurl. Engagement. Verfire. Verthunder. Verstone. Verarrow.
Okay, so he's not weaving engagements into, like, even though he's in melee, he's kind of saving his engagements by the look of it for when he goes in. I guess he's also... This isn't enough spells to get a bar up. So is he, like, pre-building his bar somehow? Because these spells would not... Oh, he's manificating right there. Okay.
Before, we did the melee combo into a Verfire and Verarrow to use our proc and stay balanced. This is no longer an issue.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he wants to be in balance here. So he purpose... So I was talking about, like, ride your procs, you'll get in balance, it'll be fine. But he's doing this to purposely unbalance himself on the road there. So what's the point? How can I see the information about my bar again? At what point does my generation suck? Is there a way I can read the trait stuff and open that menu? At what point do these unevenness mean I have to, like, play catch up? The question mark. Display job gauge description. Ah. Okay. Pose consuming. Black magic, black mana, white mana, accumulate. If the gap between black mana and white mana accumulation grows too large. So y'all were saying it's 30? Okay. Okay, do I have any... I do have a little bit of juice on me, but still. So the tank says... So Garrett says, hey, I'm pulling. Here, let me put this up on another screen.
so I can look at it. All right, so Garrett's like, I'm pulling. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to pre-cast. And he kind of favors Ver Thunder. And then he basically goes, well, bam, bam. So he's sitting on both these. Pops a big pile of Ver Thunder to unbalance himself. Then it seems like the... Right, so he's not fully he's not fully juiced up yet. But then he goes into that. So he can get in there, then fletches. Basically rides that out. So he's actually doing... He does engagement much later. And gets out his fletch and his CS, his counter-strike out there before he cacks again. And then Verholy, which would be ready on the other side of that, which we probably missed. No, it's still here. So this would be a Verholy. And then the Verholy would give us Verstone. And then we'd be right back to it, nice and imbalanced. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I don't want to do, Omelet. But you do want to unbalance them purposely. So there's a game. There's a balancing game. It's a balancing game. Use Fletch there. Which one's Fletch? Fletch. Use Fletch there, so by the time it comes off cooldown, you get one more under a potion buff. Oh. How long is a potion buff? And how long is Embolden? Embolden's 2 minutes. How long do potions last? 30 seconds? Okay, so if you potioned, you would potion like right here because this would be your biggest pile of damage. And then your Fletch would have another chance to be empowered. Yeah, not going to worry about that too much. But that's still interesting to see why he does what he does.
Thanks to Verholy. Remember, at the start we do 2 Verthunders in a row, getting us pretty imbalanced on mana and potentially wasting a proc. Well, we don't actually waste that proc. We imbalanced our mana with it, meaning Verholy will give us a proc too. We are guaranteed to, after this Verholy, have Verfire and Verstone ready to be used. So we do so, Verfire into Verthunder to potentially get another Verfire proc, then sped the Verstone have for sure.
What is Holy before it becomes... Okay, alright. And then he puts a third Verthunder there, so this is a non-swift cast, swift cast, or dual cast. Yeah, okay. So that lasts long enough. How long does that last? 30 seconds. Okay, so if I were to go in and I do all this stuff and I'm like, weaving, and that was a clip right there. I felt that. And then I come out of it and I pop and I'm imbalanced. Now I can do one of these. Go back to the other side. Still be imbalanced. And throw that out. Okay. That's all just practice. But I get it. Potion after the first Verthunder? Wait. Oh, I guess you would be able to get that out, and you'd still have time for the Fletch. It'd be kind of squeezed, but I get it.
Despite this mostly just slotting in Verholy, there's a few changes that make it worth doing the karaoke opener again, so let's do that quick. Verthunder.
Yeah.
For Arrow, Swiftcast, Acceleration, Verthunder. Verthunder, Embolden, Magnification, Enchanted Riposte, Slash, Enchanted Show, Country Sixth, Enchanted Redouble Coeurl, Engagement, Verholy.
So what I was thinking was you could ride the proc to get unbalanced, but he purposefully unbalances
and then doesn't over imbalance himself by using this for fire, instead goes into a combo, knowing that it'll last long enough on the other side, then is able to wholly have both. And then he can do this stuff and pop out an instant cast, in which case we can do another instant with the duo. Now we got that. And then we'll be able to, okay. All right.
Core. Engagement. For fire. For thunder. For stone. For arrow. Now let's buff up our toolkit, and maybe even extend our finisher with Shadowbringers.
Okay, I don't
Level
think...
72, Enhanced Displacement.
All right, we don't need to worry about that. Let's not put anything else in the brain today. But that was good. That was amazing. And thank you all for your help. That broke through. That broke through me. And how funny again that it was like just entirely based on my understanding of global cooldowns as I learned them while playing Astrologian, and having no idea that global cooldowns or cast times were different lengths. Oh, the potions only used to last 15 seconds? Well, that'd be different. Yeah, so the purpose in balancing makes sense now. Just don't go too far into it, but that's the balancing act and the fun of the design. Yeah, exactly, Hawken. Like, you can play as serious as you want, and of course, your content will determine, and what content you want to do to determine. Yeah, I'm the screen view for also anything we do. So, you're talking about the procs for Verstone and Verfire, and now that they're 30 seconds, you can kind of linger them to the other side. Yeah, no, I'm the stream view for what we do, and I regardless of that, like, this is stuff I enjoy. I really enjoy the puzzle of optimization, and I'm thankful for you all joining and watching it, because I'm sure it can be frustrating at times while I go at my own pace. If I played Black Mage, not the idea of stepping out of my ley line sounds like an extremely frustrating thing. I don't know if I'll get into Black Mage because I never want to leave my ley line if I put down a buff like that. Do I have the power to give you an invite to the free company? That's a good question. I can confirm your application immediately. How do I... If I target you... Can I not just invite you? Just invite to FC? Invite to company. There we go. It is done. Yeah, no, Black Mage would just... I'd feel trolled by myself if I ever had to step out of my own ley line. So, it's very low on my list. If you want to practice Ver Raise, not today. No, my brain is full. My brain is absolutely full. That's where I'm going to be ending the stream today. But my brain is packed. Like watching history. I can only do so many names before I stop processing what I'm watching. There's a pile of wait, what? No, what? No, you're okay. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's kind of cool, Unwary. That does sound kind of cool. How am I liking Red Mage? I really like it. It was, the hardest part was just getting over the power of Samurai. It's the caster class I wanted for our role quests. But Samurai just hits like a truck. And I loved all the instants. And then Astrologian's so flavorful. And a healing, which I really like. So it was kind of hard to pick. And Red Mage's go-in time compared to Samurai's charge was just so much lower. But the balancing act does add a lot to it. Like, now you're not just balancing for like staying even's sake, which is kind of like a, oh, you added a mini game. Okay, busy work. It's busy work, right? Like mules are queens in StarCraft 2. But now that it's actually, there's a reason to stay imbalanced. That's kind of interesting. Now we have 3. Okay. Yeah, we're not in a party though. So can I target dead bodies in general? Because that's how I target enemies. Because I can target with a mouse U. How would you target dead bodies on the floor with a controller? Oh, I have to sheath? Ah, okay. Ugh. Okay, and then in this situation, I'd have to sheath. Kind of like... I don't even think I have a raise on here. No, because I didn't need it for Nidhogg yet. Now this would be... Oh, did that eat? No, I probably just took too long to dual cast was probably the reality of the situation. Yeah, that needs to live on a better button. But we will solve that another day. Yeah, that is man expensive. I see why you'd want to lucid. But yeah, my brain is full. Is anyone else dead? Does anyone else require aid? Okay, cool. I'm not gonna leave you dead, but my brain is full. That's all my brain can take. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for an awesome week of streaming and being here. We'll be back Monday. We're gonna do the holiday event. I'm gonna be talking to the MS curator, see if there's anything right around the corner for the MSQ, but I think that's our stopping point. I think that's where we're gonna be done until we return after the holiday. So there's gonna be a stream Monday. We're gonna be hanging out. We're gonna do some holiday event, probably some leveling or something like that. Probably some React stuff. Watch some videos. Wednesday evening there'll be a stream because Garrett's out of town Thursday, and then Friday we'll probably have some goofy stream where we just play something for fun, something like that. And then we'll be off on Christmas break, which will be about a week and a half. So we'll see you the Thursday after New Year's, and then of course the podcast Tuesday, where we have a special guest of which we are waiting to announce just in case this isn't true and we don't have a special guest. But the Tuesday surprise will be at 11 record time for the podcast. So the podcast will record early next week with our special guest. And I'm excited about that. And you could probably take a guess as to what we've been talking like. You can probably guess, but we just won't say just in case, just in case like schedules don't work out or something like that. But you can probably take a guess. Star Johnson, thank you for the super chat as I end here. Brand mail is real. Yes, my brain is gone. My brain is gone. Bye everybody.